WebSportsRadio.com, in association with KBFL, proudly presents Missouri State University Ice Hockey. With the call, here's Steve Casson.
And live from CU Rec Center in Boulder, Colorado, it is Game 2 between Missouri State and the University of Colorado. Hello, everybody. Steve Casson along with Scott Lutsky doing graphics from the comfort of his own home, and Ryan Armstrong with camera work here, as Missouri State is now 18-10-3 on the season over the University of Colorado. A 2-1 win yesterday. Colorado now falls to 8-13-7. The victory over Colorado for Missouri State means that the Ice Bears will hold their spot, hopefully, as they continue to move up in the rankings. Unfortunately, Missouri State did drop after the pair of games against Lindenwood, but the Ice Bears hope that things will turn around. Missouri State is 1-4-2 in the last 7 games and 7-8 on the road. They win tonight, and they will be 8-8 during the regular season. The Ice Bears will finish out their regular season this weekend against Colorado. The Ice Bears are changing things up just a little bit tonight. Joey Bacardi will be in on defense, and Missouri State is short a player, at least a forward. That is because Stuart Hopkins is out of the lineup tonight. And Levi Wright, he will play forward. Now, if you're saying, well, Levi is a defenseman, that's okay because he used to play as a forward, and so he will do that tonight. And talk to Levi. He is extremely happy about being able to play up front tonight for Missouri State. The last time that these two teams met, Missouri State lost 6-5 in an 11-round shootout January 14th. They also, the next night, took a 4-1 victory on January 15th. Jacob Wheatop and Hunter Cooley had goals in that first game, as did newcomer Clayton Daw. And I talked to head coach Jeremy Law, and he believes that Clayton Daw should be ready for the Nationals. And the Ice Bears, of course, are hoping that they find themselves in Nationals. And right now, everything looks good. And the interesting thing about Nationals is if you take a look at where standings are right now, the ACHA sends out to those of us who are privy information about if the Nationals started today kind of thing. And right now, Missouri State at this moment would play number 20 Navy. Now, Navy clinched an auto bid. They're actually ranked number 35. But if the Ice Bears then get past Navy, they would play Nevada, Las Vegas, and Missouri State is definitely looking for a rematch against the Runnin' Rebels. But that's if everything started today. There is another weekend and rankings to come out, and the Ice Bears will hold their breath, so to speak, until they find out what position they will be in. Missouri State still without Kaysen Gallant, but Jacob Wheatop is now the leader in team points. 32 with 16 goals and 16 assists, 5 power play goals. He's averaging 1.07 points per game. And Matt McGowan is second with 10 goals and 17 assists. He got an assist yesterday on Evan Ross's goal. And for McGowan, he has 9 points in his last 12 games. Evan Ross is third even with his pair of goals yesterday. 13 goals, 13 assists, and points in 8 of his last 11 games. Jared Bratton is fourth with 7 goals and 14 assists and has 5 goals in his last 9 games. Hunter Cooley is back after missing 3 games. He's played a couple, and he has been a big net front presence for Missouri State. He's 8th in scoring with 8 goals and 4 assists in 20 games this season for him. Taking a look at the University of Colorado, ranked number 33. They are 8-13-7 with 5 games played this season in overtime, 5 games finished in a shootout, and the Buffaloes have won 3 of those contests, 1 in overtime and 2 in a shootout. With the 2-1 loss yesterday, Colorado has now lost 7 straight, including 3 of the last 5 games in overtime. And that was since playing Missouri State to an 11-round shootout back at Jordan Valley Ice Park in Springfield, Missouri on January 14th. For both of these teams, in fact, it will be the final WCHL games of the season. And as it stands right now, Missouri State could end up in second place with a win tonight. Then by total regulation wins, Missouri State would end up in second. And, of course, UCO is first. They also have got the auto bid into nationals. Colorado, on the other hand, are in 7th place with a record of 4-10-5 and 16 points in the WCHL. They are led by senior Adam Trunco with 9 goals and 12 assists, averaging just under a point a game at .81 points per game. He also has the team's only shorthanded goal this season. Brendan Hansen second with 8 goals and 10 assists and leads the Buffaloes with 4 power play goals. Mark Bjorgi is third with 7 goals and 11 assists, including the only goal in a 2-1 overtime loss to Colorado State. That was back on February 11th. Keegan Davis is fourth with his goal yesterday. He has 6 goals, 11 assists, and 3 goals in the past 4 games, including a pair of goals against Utah. And that was a 5-4 overtime loss on January 29th. And I know, as I was talking to head coach Benny Toller, he just wishes those would have gone his way. He feels like it would have been a much different season for the Colorado Buffaloes. We will take a break, and when we come back, talk about the starting goaltenders for this Game 2 between Missouri State and the University of Colorado in just a moment.
Kelly Office Products presents
Great Moments in Office Technology.
When Julie gets bored at work, she writes funny captions to pictures of animals she found online. Then she realized she could send all of her pictures in one gigantic message to her coworkers. At that moment, Julie created Junk Email. Now, employees can enjoy their days watching auto-tuned sneezing pandas. There are plenty of ways to waste your company's money. Your copier shouldn't be one of them. Pearson Kelly Office Products. Business made simple.
Your best source for awards of any kind is always Bowles Trophy House in Springfield. Trophies, plaques, medals, gifts, ribbons, and more. You get top quality and great service at Bowles Trophy House, serving Springfield and Southwest Missouri for over 40 years. Call them at 417-869-8720.
And if you need embroidery work done, logos, digitizing, and more, come to Banners and Brainstorms in Bowles Trophy House at 601 South Kimbrough.
This is Barrel Bob, MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. You'll be seeing more of me as the weather warms up. Crews will be working on our roads. That means lanes will be closed for construction and maintenance work on our highways. As you approach a work zone, please don't drive distracted. You need to pay attention. I want you and my friends working on the roads to all get home safely. Remember, buckle up and put down your phone. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
Back at the CU Rec Center in Boulder, Colorado. Steve Casson, Scott Lutzke, Ryan Armstrong. Taking a look at the starting goaltenders for these two teams. And for the University of Colorado, it will be the same goaltender in nets, Ravi Khatri. In 7 games, he's 2-2-3 with a 3.78 goals against average and an .896 save percentage. For the Missouri State Ice Bears, in net tonight will be Bailey Stevens. And Stevens, in 18 games, he's 9-5-3 with a 3.02 goals against average and a .903 save percentage. And for Bailey, it has just been tough. He had a 7-1 loss to Lindenwood on February 12th, a 2-1 shootout loss February 14th, and a 4-3 overtime victory versus Maryville on February 5th, and actually February 4th, I believe, was a shootout win also. But he has had a tough situation in nets. He's played very well in his games, but if you look at the fact that he has given up 20 goals in the last 5 games. That is not indicative of the type of goaltender Bailey Stevens is, the senior out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Ryan Armstrong on camera. I know you're getting all set up, so I'm going to bring you in here in just a second, and well, I'll actually bring you in now and ask you, in yesterday's game, if you look at the score, you say, well, it was a pretty tight game. But what does Missouri State actually have to do to kind of jump out in front? They did yesterday. They had a 1-0 lead at 9:27 of the first, but they did not score again until the middle of the third.
So the question again was, sorry.
Yeah, I know you're getting your camera all set up.
No, you're all good. I just know there was a lot of information you had in there. What was the original question?
So the original question is, what does Missouri State have to do to kind of jump off? Yeah, I want to say that they jumped off quicker yesterday because they got the goal in the first period, but then after that they didn't score till the third. So what do they have to do to kind of jump out in front and maybe keep going?
So in my opinion, just from a spectator's view up here, previous coach and as a spectator up away from the playing surface, not on the bench, not on the ice, what I'm seeing, got to get more shots on net, because we have had a hard time lately putting pucks in the net. Whether it's a home game, whether it's an away game, it has been hard for Missouri State to find the back of the net. I don't know what the total of shots were last night. I want to say it was around the 30 mark, if that sounds right.
Well,
but I think that they need to focus on putting the puck on net. I believe they're playing the same goalie tonight as they had last night. They got to use that to advantage. They saw some things that they liked and saw some things they didn't like. They've got to shoot the puck. Also, another thing that I think that they were discussing is making the easy outlet passes, supporting each other. You should have no reason, a well set up team, to have to make 30, 40, 50-foot passes. If you put yourself in a position to make the easy 5-6 footers all the time, you're going to find it's a much more effective game. Stay off the perimeter, crash the middle, keep it simple, and just get the shots on. I know that goaltender, what's the goalie's name for Colorado here?
Ravi Khatri.
Khatri, he had a great performance because he did see a lot of pucks, or 30-ish pucks. I know that you've got that exact number, but they did come out quite a bit. They bounced out, and the players, the Missouri State players, are recognizing that. They're going to crash the net, try to get those rebounds.
Well, here's the situation, is according to the score sheet, and we don't know how accurate this is, the shots were 18-17.
18-17.
But what Scott and I figured yesterday was, like you're saying, about a 28-22 clip, and that's what we figured out yesterday. So we will wait and see and try to keep track.
I think that's Scott's job, isn't it?
Oh, hey, Scott's doing way too much of a job right now.
Scott's got it. But also, I'm back on the camera tonight, as well as trying to throw my 2 cents every once in a while. So if the camera isn't great, I apologize ahead of time, but I'm going to do my best to keep it nice and steady and keep majority of the play in sight.
Hopefully we'll have a public address feed tonight, once again, from Andrew Agnew, as we will get the introduction of the starting lineups and the national anthem here.
And welcome to the CU Rec Center for tonight's matchup between the visiting Missouri State Ice Bears and your Colorado Buffaloes. Introducing the starting lineup for Missouri State. In net, goalie, number 50, Bailey Stevens. At left defense, number 25, Tommy Raymer. At right defense, number 47, Jake Kapsniski. Left wing, number 71, Evan Ross. 18, Matt McGowan. Right wing, number 74, Jake Whitman. Now, the starting lineup for your Colorado Buffaloes. Starting at right wing, number 91, Adam Tronco. Center, number 9, Brendan Hansen. Left wing, number 90, Keegan Davis. Left defense, number 59, Kyle Cato. At right defense, number 4, Jared Peterson. And in net for your Buffaloes, number 1, Ravi Khatri. At this time, please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
And with that, we will take a quick break, and we will be back in just a moment for opening face-off between Missouri State and Colorado.
Pearson Kelly Office Products presents
Great Moments in Office Technology.
When Julie gets bored at work, she writes funny captions to pictures of animals she found online. Then she realized she could send all of her pictures in one gigantic message to her coworkers. At that moment, Julie created junk email. Now, employees can enjoy their days watching auto-tuned sneezing pandas. There are plenty of ways to waste your company's money. Your copier shouldn't be one of them. Pearson Kelly Office Products. Business made simple.
Hey, Springfield, are you ready for some hockey?
Here's Barrett.
Left side with the beeline on over to O'Brien. Back to Barrett. Score! Steve Casson here, voice of your Missouri State Ice Bears. Join us at Jordan Valley Ice Park in downtown Springfield for this year's excitement.
This is head coach Jeremy Law. The Bears are back for another season, so check out our schedule at MissouriStateHockey.com and get your tickets now.
Here come the Ice Bears. Turin with Bell catching up. Turin shoots. Score! Oh, baby! Our national anthem just finishing up at the CU Rec Center in Boulder as Missouri State plays game number 2. They are ranked number 13 in ACHA Division I against the University of Colorado, ranked number 33. Well, Ryan, I just got word that your dad will be watching and keeping shots for us.
Yeah, I got that Connecticut connection again tonight. So I believe Sydney is joining them out in Gales Ferry tonight. So thank you to all of our Connecticut listeners. I know we've got quite a few watchers in St. Louis, as well as Canada, France. Germany, you name it. Ice Bears are worldwide, so definitely happy everyone's tuning in today on Web Sports Radio, Missouri State Hockey, as we have several people making their way right behind you in the broadcast booth up here.
Dave has already said it's 30-9 in favor of Missouri State on shots. I don't know about that, but Missouri State skates from the left to the right, and from the right to the left it will be the Buffaloes of the University of Colorado. Missouri State with possession quickly. It'll be Jacob Wheatop on the right side, sends it around Evan Ross to the far side. Now as it's worked by McGowan. Matt McGowan looks for a return pass, gets it. McGowan sends it up. Ross, the same shot he took yesterday. This one went wide. Near side boards. That was a goal too. The second one of the game in the third period. Now it's shot inadvertently through the crease by Keegan Davis. Puck to the corner, and it'll be McGowan with it again. Matt down in low. Far side looking across to Tommy Raymer, but instead he'll play with the puck. Keeps it going with a shot by Ross and a big save there by Cottry. Ice Bears have it again. Here is McGowan. He shoots up high and a save by Cottry. He'll hold on.
Yeah, one of the spots these Ice Bears are going to look to aim for is the glove side of goaltender Cottry. Did find himself struggling to find the puck on the glove side a few times last night. A couple times, Steve, he actually thought he had it covered and it came loose. So definitely something the Ice Bears are paying attention to.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything, but so did Matt Griffin, who played yesterday. He almost had a goal scored on him when he thought it was covered too on the corner. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that these are just the metal pegs and not the ones that we have.
Oh, that, and he got knocked in the head too.
That's true too.
Probably threw him off a little bit.
Puck is flipped out. This should be a hand pass, and they do call it as it went off of the glove of a Colorado Buffalo and picked up. So
eagle eye on you, Steve. I like it.
Hand pass will bring it back. Hey, every once in a while I do something right.
You and I have been talking rules today, and you have come up on quite a few scenarios and odd situations that almost rarely never happen, and you've come out pretty accurate on them. So you know that NCAA rule book pretty well.
I figure if you're going to call the game, you got to know the game, right?
There you go. I like that.
18:38 to go in the period, and it will be the Buffaloes and Mark Bjorgi. 7 goals, 11 assists for him this season. Now with 18:22 to go in the period. Ice Bears fall down in the crease. That's Louis Shakes. It'll go over to the far side and grabbed by the Missouri State's Jason Kelly. Off of Kelly's stick. And it will be out to center, and they connect with Kelly. 2-on-1. Make it a 2-on-3, that is, as it develops. Shakes is there. He's lifting the stick of somebody, but the play continues, and we come the other way. Across to Drew McConaughey with a drive that misses wide to the near side boards. Ice Bears flip it out to center off of Frederick and to Cooley, but he cannot connect. Now Cooley steals momentarily, as it will be Schreppel to steal it back. Quinn Schreppel, 2 goals, 1 assist for him this season. Buck into the Buffalo zone. Ice Bears with some good pressure. Now, Ryan, we'll talk about it here in a second, but the whole team went to Red Rocks today.
Sure.
My legs still hurt. Apparently, it's not a big deal for these guys because they've had a jump here in this first period, and we're not even 3 minutes in. Big hit along the boards, but unfortunately, Cooley is the recipient of it for Missouri State. Now behind the net, it'll go to Keaton Foy. Drops it off, comes right up the middle, intercepted by Missouri State. It'll be taken by Sam Frederick. Frederick has 8 points this season. All of them are assists. He's still looking for his first goal. And earlier this season, I called his first goal, but it happened to be tipped in. And so he didn't get it. You know who got that? Brand new player for Missouri State, Clayton Daw, had tipped it in.
We missed Daw this weekend, as well as all the rest of the players that are out for various reasons.
Absolutely.
And we hope that everybody makes a return back very shortly.
Yes, for Nationals coming up in a few weeks. 16:29 to go in this period, and it will be Kyle Cato to bring it out to center for Colorado. Flip right back in, chased by David Mitchell. 2 goals, 7 assists for Mitchell this season. Still in the Missouri State zone. Ice Bears can't clear it. Puck is flipped to the corner in front of the Missouri State bench and dug out. Chasing it is Cam Bandoni, but the Ice Bears will intercept.
Power play coming up for the Ice Bears. It looked like McGowan got tripped up.
It's a delayed call.
Number 22 is going to head over to the box for 2 minutes. Ice Bears on the first power play of the night, 15:56 of the first, and see what we can get set up here. Well, maybe a little bit of momentum here, but looks like we're going to choose the left side, which is goaltender's right.
So Cam Bandoni will go for tripping. And Missouri State will go on the power play. The Ice Bears, 26 for 116, 22.4% right out in front. And not able to get it was Jared Bratton. He was right
CU
there.
Penalty number 22. 2 minutes for tripping at the 4:04 mark of the first period.
So tripping, as you hear from public address announcer Andrew Agnew. And now Missouri State has 1:37 to go in this power play. And they need to get something established. They bring it across the line, left side. Here's Bratton looking in front as he had Jacob Wheatop right there, but didn't pull the trigger. Now behind the net to Wheatop to Cooley. Left side, makes it to Brussa. He'll drop it down in low. And here come the Ice Bears again. It was Carlo Witter who fanned on it, got it over to Bratton. Now left side, drive by Cooley, deflects. Ice Bears have it, they keep it in the zone. 1 minute to go in the power play. Still no score. Bratton, he shoots, it's deflected. May have gone off of Trunco. Far boards again for Witter. He gets pushed by Keegan Lewis. Now the Ice Bears have it. Over to the right side, drive and a save as Cotry got over on the drive by Jared Bratton. And you can see, Ryan, Missouri State kind of set that up. They went on the strong side, and Bratton was right there to get behind everybody, but Cotry made a big save.
100%, absolutely a set play, Steve. And Bratton is regretting that one a little bit. You can see him gripping his stick a little too tight. Didn't quite get all of that shot, but that is definitely a play. Hopefully Colorado doesn't recognize it too well, and they can set something up similar. I know it's a different unit out on the ice now, and they've got a little bit different of a setup, but Bratton's gonna regret that and try to compromise, or what am I gonna say?
He's going to
try and make it up.
He'll think it all over.
There you
yeah.
go.
Puck is taken away and cleared.
English is hard for me sometimes.
Well, especially when you're running the camera, too.
Yeah.
17 seconds to go on the power play. And here come the Ice Bears. Raymer will get it up into the zone as Brackbill will help it. Nice play on his knees, was able to stay in control of it. Now Raymer right side. 2 seconds to go. Raymer with a drive-in save. Cautry rebound to the corner. Not cleared. Sent down in low. Ice Bears have advantage of the extra man. They now will actually change one. And so they'll have to come out and reset. Raymer's changes. Now Frederick's on the ice. Oh, coming through is Ross. The backhander in and a save, Cautry. Good play there, and we just had somebody scream. I thought it was a whistle. Here's Foy across the line. Grabbed now by Quinn Schreppel. To Foy. He shoots in, saves Stevens. Deflected away. 13-12 to go in the period. Puck now to the Ice Bears, Joey Bacardi. Or no, is that Noah Malthiner? It's Noah Malthiner, I believe, number 42. Now here come the Ice Bears, but it's offside. Louis Shakes was in just a little bit too soon.
No. We have a penalty against Missouri State. Jason Kelly is going to go for tripping. Here's the scenario, Steve. I know that you were looking at some stats. Jason Kelly made a play on the move, trying to bring the puck in, get control to bring it in. There was a Colorado player skating backwards, and he tripped over Jason Kelly's stick. Unfortunate call. Definitely not something the Ice Bears were trying to do, but Colorado player didn't really know he was back there, and the reason that player fell down was because of a opponent's stick. So unfortunately he's going to sit for 2. 13:07 of the first penalty kill of the night for the Ice Bears.
Kelly called for tripping, and Missouri State, as you mentioned, on the penalty kill, 19 for 118 they've allowed, 83.9%. But on the power play, though, the Buffaloes have given up 7 shorthanded goals this season. Here's Trunka with a shot, misses wide to the far side. It'll be Mark Bjorgi. Bjorgi with 7 goals, 11 assists. He had a 2-game point scoring streak snapped yesterday. He did not get a point in yesterday's game. He has it again, does Bjorgi. Drive in, save Stevens, loose. Ice Bears can't clear. Shakes tried to block it. It got past, but it did go wide. Now on his knees, able to clear it. Great play there by Frederick.
Yeah, great second effort there. Gets knocked down. Puck still in his control. Gets up. Makes a great clearing pass, and a change needed.
1:05 to go in the power play. And still no score in this period. We had to go to 9:27 before Ross got the first goal in yesterday's game. Trunko flips it in, but the Ice Bears steal. Here's a lead pass. Too slow to break. The Ice Bears, Andrew Koutsagiannis.
That was a dangerous one. He was back there.
He was waiting for it, but had it been just a little bit quicker. Here is Jake Hager. Sends it over to the far side. They finally connect now with Drew McConaughey. He'll drop it and get a return pass. Up high to Hager. Do they go? They do go to Hager. He's loose. Now to McConaughey, right side. Sends it low with 16 seconds to go on the power play. Make that 12:19 to go. Like 11:19. I can't read the clock either to go in the period. And here come the Ice Bears with Bratton. Has all sorts of life now. He's 1-on-3 and pushes his way through, and he gets taken out of the play. We come to McConaughey. Across the line, Bandoni to chase, but instead it's slapped down by McConaughey and flipped into the corner by the Ice Bears, Jake Kopinski, but it's not able to be cleared. 10:55 to go in the period. Far side to Jack Brackbill, that is. Now rolled over to the near side once again. Gwen Schreppel. Intercepted, though, cleared, and the Ice Bears have it to Cooley. 2-on-1, 3-on-1. Now it's a 3-on-2. Bratton, he shoots in. He scores! He scores! It's a late notice by the official. Nobody knew where the puck was, and it's because it apparently got caught up underneath the net.
That's what you call a top shelf goal. You can't see that puck because it's stuck up on the top shelf. Great shot. Great goal. Missouri State's up 35 in the first. That one had a little had a couple people stunned because the call on the ice wasn't initially made, but it was a bar down goal and it was stuck underneath the top shelf. Great shot.
Bratton will get the goal. And for Jared Bratton, that is his 8th of the season here in the first period. And will catch the call, hopefully the assists too, as Missouri State takes a 1-0 lead. And the
Missouri State goal scored by number 15, Jared Bratton, assisted on the play by number 24, Hunter Cooley. Also assisted on the play by number 25.
You got it, buddy. Come on.
Tommy Raymer. Guess he gave up on that.
Was it? At the 9:25 mark.
So there we go. So at the 9:25 mark.
Not quite Kevin Thorough, but you know what? We liked that they try. Tommy Raymer got the second assist on that one.
Yeah, Hunter Cooley also got an assist too. So yesterday Missouri State scores at 9:27. Today they score at 9:25. And actually, it's actually a 10-13 goal, but that's okay. We'll go with it. Meanwhile, puck is flipped down and all the way into the Missouri State zone. Do we get an icing call here? We do. The officials for today's game, Craig Stenhauer and Johns Pigrand are the referees. Jason Dreyfus and Owen Ellis are the linesmen.
Yeah, struggled a little. Oh, look what we have here. Center ice face-off. That is what we call a botched icing.
Yep.
One linesman initiated it, and then the other linesman called it off, and the whistle was continued to blow as a dead play. So they're going to go to center ice. That seems to be the most neutral point. Not exactly sure what the problem was, but it's all right.
1-0 Missouri State on Jared Bratton's 8th of the season. Cooley will also get an assist along with Tommy Raymer. And the Ice Bears take the advantage once again. In the CU zone. Puck is out to center after a big hit applied. Fans react to that. Here comes Tronco in, and a drive missing wide. Getting out of harm's way is Noah Brussa. Lead pass, and it will connect with Garrett Wojcicki, that is. He goes wide. Shot in, that misses. Oh, we're going to get a penalty. Carlo Witter is going to get called for interference as he skated through the crease and interfered with the goaltender. Yeah. So Missouri State will go on another penalty kill.
Pretty unfortunate situation for Carlo. He was trying to get down to the corner to offer some support to Wojcicki, and kind of got pinched off in the crease and did make contact with goaltender Kadri. Ice Bears find themselves on their second power play. Not a position they really want to be in. They want to stay out of the box, keep it 5-on-5 today, the occasional power play. But yeah, definitely need to tighten up the defensive zone here and the offensive zone.
Second power play now for the Buffaloes. And this is similar, Ryan, to what Missouri State did last game, yesterday, is they took the lead and they had a couple of quick penalties they had to fight off. 8:16 to go in this period. And a 1-0 lead for Missouri State, 9:25. Bratton, his 8th. Cooley and Tommy Raymer with the assists. Puck across the line into the Missouri State zone, getting a shot, and it sails up high as Brendan Hansen. And it will be out of play. So the face-off will stay in the zone. It was tipped by an Ice Bear.
Well, even if it was tipped by the Colorado player.
On a shot, should go out.
No, everything stays in. In NCAA, anything towards the net as a shot, tip, post, anything stays inside.
Here playing as a forward is the Ice Bears' Levi Wright. And Wright will drop it down low. He's double, now triple. It's still double teamed.
Doing a great job of killing some time on that clock. Smart play from a player who usually plays defense. Excited for Levi to be out there at the on the top side.
Puck gets flipped up high, and Levi has it. When you say he usually plays defense, he played prior to coming to Missouri State as a forward, but he's been playing as a defenseman for the Ice Bears.
That's correct. Jacob Wietop and him used to be line mates in high school, and they both played forward. When he went to junior hockey, they put him back at D, and he's excited tonight to play forward, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Once he found that out, his eyes lit up like crazy. Power play is 41 seconds. Shot in, and it's blocked by Frederick. Ricochets to the far side. corralled and grabbed once again by Hager. Now to Borgie, left side drive, and a shot by Keegan Davis is gloved by Bailey Stevens of Missouri State. 29 seconds left. 7 minutes remaining in the period.
Fans still piling in here at the Boulder Rec Center, so
they are.
Great to see a good crowd and good support from the home team.
Usually I'd say it's crazy when you have to go into an ice rink to warm up, but no, this rink is cold. Here comes Andrew Koutsagiannis after the draw to Kelly. Kelly in front to Koutsagiannis, he has it, and it's at an odd angle, saved by Cottry. Bottom line, if he wasn't there, it would have been a goal. Here comes McConaughey with a drive in, misses wide, and Koutsagiannis will flip it out to center, and making the best of his time. Andrew Koutsagiannis is playing in just his 8th game. Make that his 9th game. He had 7 coming into this weekend, and he's played 1 yesterday. So his 9th game. Here is Max Pasenik. He'll chase his own pass. 6:20 to go in this period. Ice Bears not able to grab. It's in front of their bench. Good play there by Brackbill to bring it out. And it's Bratton. Across the line to Cooley. Drive in from the right side by Brassa, steered aside. Now Cooley with a drive, and that either hit the top of the goal stick of Cottry or the top of the crossbar, but it deflected up and out.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was a blocker or a shoulder or the stick itself, but Cooley likes that spot in the high slot there, and he'll be parked out there a couple more times if I had to guess, but Cooley loves that spot, and dangerous for the other team, that's for sure. So
5:58 to go in this period. Ice Bears have a 1-0 lead. Here's Lewis. Keegan Lewis, 1 goal, 5 assists for the Littleton, Colorado player. Now Schreppel backhands it in. It's across the line. A drive right down the middle by Fred Farrow is held on to by Stevens. .541 to go in the period.
Can vaguely hear the music now. All right. Maybe they got their stereo working.
1-0 Missouri State, and off the draw. It goes back into the CU end. Grabbed by Jesse Katay, flipped out, and Missouri State in their own side of the ice to Matt McGowan. Had a goal in yesterday's game. I take that back. He did not have a goal, and he had an assist in yesterday's game. It was both goals by Ross, but McGowan assisted on one of his. Shot by Raymer is blocked. Now here's Keaton Foy. Gets it out. Line change for Colorado. Missouri State will do that too, at least on the back end right now, with 5 minutes to go in period number 1. Coming up at the first period intermission, we'll have a replay of an interview with Derek Smith. Puck comes in for an icing call.
Smitty, if you're watching, brother, we miss you.
Absolutely.
Can't wait for you to get back on the ice and feeling a little bit better. And, hope the guys miss you. We miss you. Can't wait to see you soon. What a great young man, too, huh? Derek's a class act. He's a class act. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He eats pucks for breakfast. The amount of pucks that kid blocks, let me tell you, it's almost scary to watch.
Well, the reason why he is because his family's pretty awesome, too.
Oh, yeah, but...
Puck, here is a big hit. We're going to get a penalty. Sam Frederick and Cam Bandoni collide, and it's going to be a roughing call.
Not quite sure where I see roughing out of that, but he must have seen something different. Frederick's heading over
to go.
He was heading to the bench. He didn't really know what he was doing either, or what he did wrong either. So, unfortunately, number 3 of the period, Ice Bears on the kill, face off to the left of goaltender Stevens. 4:39 left, first period.
Third power play. And Frederick gets called. And it's funny because I came in and I talked to the officials and they said, how was yesterday's game? And I said, well, it wasn't the best. And I told them why. I said because there was a hit up in almost the same position and it was called a rough. And they said, oh, we'll make sure it's good. Okay, well, here is another power play. 1:44 left, wide of the net of Stevens. Goes to the near side. Held in once again by Gosnell. Over to Trunco, now back to Gosnell, left side. Shoots it through, it's gobbled up, right side. And it is finally cleared by Missouri State as Keegan Davis was right there ready to put it home. 4:02 to go in what has become a good first period, although Missouri State with the only goal, Bratton his 8th, and we had to look at the official to make sure it was a goal. It got caught up underneath where the net and the post come together. Puck flipped all the way down and cleared. Colorado out of their own end, that is, or zone, either way. Here is Bandoni to McConaughey. Power play has 44 seconds. Up high, they get it to Hager. He works away, now to McConaughey. Down in low, off of the stick of Mitchell. To the near side, Mitchell with it. Works around the defense of the Ice Bears. Mitchell shoots. Instead, it goes right through the crease. Up high, Hager. Back to Basenik. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Missouri State desperately needs a clear now, and they still don't get it. Wright cannot clear. Kopinski had to go around him. Near side boards. Hager holds it in. Power play is 6, but it comes out. Hopped over his stick. Colorado will reset with 2:38 to go in this period. And we're back to 5-on-5. Ice Bears will have possession. It goes across the line, past Cooley, and we return the other way. Grabbed by Cole Mackey. Off of his stick, and it is possession once again for Missouri State. They do connect with Brackbill. He was waiting, and he had to wait at the line. An Ice Bear gets upended, no penalty. Play continues. That was Bratton. Here is Cooley with it. Bratton calling for it. They connect to Bratton. Right side, off of his stick. Taken away, not cleared. Ice Bears keep. Brussa off of his stick, and now Missouri State needs to get back. The only one back is Bacardi. Here comes Farrell with a drive-in save. Rebound cleared by Cooley, playing as a defenseman.
Great back check by the captain, Hunter Cooley, to recognize a little bit of pressure from the Colorado Buffaloes, and does a great job getting back hard.
And you could almost argue that the entire team got back after they realized they were getting outmanned right there. Here's Trunco on a connection pass. He shoots, saved by Stevens into the corner. Fans see a penalty upcoming here, and it goes
number
against...
90 is going to get an interference penalty. Yep. Knocked down in the corner and was completely away from the puck. So great spot by the referee, and we'll have our second power play, I believe. Is that correct?
That'll be our second. And the man that scored the goal yesterday, Keegan Davis, he will go in. 1:25 remaining. And
a couple fans here in Colorado displaying their amount of displeasure for the referee's call. Sorry for the foul language if you hear that, but
tripping is the call, and the Ice Bears will work the power play. Number 3, as you remember, 2 that is, as you mentioned, number 2. The Buffaloes have already had 3. Right side to McGowan, down in low. McGowan with a return pass comes right through, and it's deflected away and cleared this time. No, Ice Bears keep it in.
Job.
Good play there by Ross. It looked like it was going out, and Ross skated enough to keep it in, and now they're going to try to get back on side. They can't move the puck in. Here's Trunco. He might have an opportunity, but it bounces off of his stick, and it'll be Ross for Missouri State. 1:16 to go, but the clock, more importantly, has 40 seconds remaining in the period. They flip it down to Jack Brackbill. They'll work it around. Brackbill right now has no points in, actually no goals or points in 5 games. He's looking for something. Glove
that's
down.
Not a great stat.
Well, hey, now we're going to get a penalty.
There we go, absolutely. And he needs to be careful because that almost looked like a little additional kick on Evan Ross as he was down on the ice.
Yep.
And Evan Ross is getting the penalty?
Wait.
No, the Missouri State bench is open.
They're going to get both? How do you get both?
So I saw a hold and an unsportsmanlike, and I am not sure.
Can we take a look at that one?
Exactly. Let's get a replay from Scott Lutzke here as we can. Oh, it looks like we just came in on the tail end of it.
Yeah, that was the tail end of it.
But I am not 100% sure exactly what that call was, but there are players from each team in the box, so looks like we'll go to 4-on-3. No, I'm sorry. I take that back because there's already a player. It'll be coincidental, so we'll remain 5-on-4. But I am just confused on how we got taken down and then ended up on the ice and possibly close to being kicked. And I'm not sure what the referee saw on that one, but it's probably because I'm staring at this little tiny 1-inch screen. So
here, let's see if we can take a look at it here. And there was some contact. You know, I don't get it because he was completely pushed down, and we don't have the information. We know it's 4-on-4.
Goal, Missouri State!
Great play there as the Ice Bears come down, and they score with 1 second left.
1 second on the clock. Hunter Cooley picks the top right corner. What an absolute great shot by the captain, and State puts in the little dagger at the very end of the period, like you mentioned, Steve. 1.0 seconds remaining on the clock. Great power play goal for Missouri State.
That is Hunter Cooley's 9th goal of the season. It comes at 19:59 of the first period. So Cooley will get his 9th. 2-0 Missouri State. And we will catch up with all the penalties. But Missouri State has a 2-0 advantage. 9:25, Bratton his 8th, Cooley and Raymer the first goal, even strength. And then at 19:59, it is Cooley his 9th.
24, Hunter Cooley, assisted on the play by number 15, Jared Batteron.
That is for our listeners, Jared Bratton.
So the Ice Bears, and we'll have to figure out the shots. Now, I heard that Dave Armstrong will be keeping track of shots, so we'll wait to see what he gets set up there.
Great. Now I'm going to get a text. Sorry, Dad. That wasn't me. That was Steve setting that up.
That was your mom. She said.
Oh, even worse.
Well, either way, we know that it is a 2-0 lead for Missouri State. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, it'll be Derek Smith who will join us. This is an older interview that we did with him, but it's an oldie but goodie, as they say. 2-0 Ice Bears after 20.
Hey, Missouri! Barrel Bob here. I'm MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. I see a lot of distracted drivers in work zones not paying attention to the road. Distracted driving is the #1 cause of crashes. The average text takes 5 seconds to read. At 55 miles per hour, you could travel the length of a football field blindfolded. Don't take the chance. I want you and my friends working on the roads to get home safely. Please buckle up and put your phone down. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
Your best source for awards of any kind is always Bowles Trophy House in Springfield. Trophies, plaques, medals, gifts, ribbons, and more. You get top quality and great service at Bowles Trophy House, serving Springfield and Southwest Missouri for over 40 years. Call them at 417-869-8720.
And if you need embroidery work done, logos, digitizing, and more, come to Banners and Brainstorms in Bowles Trophy House at 601 South Kimbrough.
And we're back at Jordan Valley Ice Park. Steve Casson now with Derek Smith of Missouri State. And Derek, you've only played 6 games, but you have 3 goals, 3 assists, so about a point per game. But you've been out a little bit. I know that you've had a couple of injuries, things that you probably don't wish would have ever happened, but they have your back, and you're back on the team. That's a great thing, because one of the things that I had heard previously was through coaches, they weren't sure if you were going to be able to play this next semester. So it's nice to have you back.
Yeah, unfortunately I got injured, but I'm fully cleared and full healthy, so I'm excited to be back for my senior year. So
that's good to know. One of the things that people may or may not realize is you started out defensively, and Missouri State last season, the season before, it wasn't that they had issues with defense. It was just that they had situations where a couple of players graduated that were great defensemen for Missouri State, and Brennan Anderson, who can forget him.
Yeah.
So he moves on, and you have a couple of other players that move on. Some that decided not to play.
Yeah.
Some that decided to not play because of school. I mean, all sorts of situations. So you played on defense.
Yep.
Now, do you kind of feel that maybe forward's your true position? You're back up front again.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I played forward. Juniors and a little bit of college here, I played defenseman. Sometimes I play D during games here. If we need an extra defenseman or something like that, I'll hop back, which is good because I'm versatile on that. But yeah, we had a lot of great defensemen when I was here. When I was playing defenseman, Brown, Anderson, Schumacher, Warnig, and I know all those guys are gone now. So, but we have a bunch of new guys here that are really good defensively. So I was allowed to go back and play forward. So
when you were playing before, you were kind of that third line, second, third line kind of guy that insert you wherever you were needed, and then everything was going well. And then, so now, do you feel that pressure or whatever, that you kind of have to work your way back into the lineup a little bit?
Yeah, I mean that's every person's position. Like, they got to earn their spot no matter what. But for right now for me, it's my senior year, so it's more I got to prove myself. I don't want to end my last years of hockey playing bad, so I'm definitely gonna give it all.
I noticed one thing though. You walk in here and you haven't taken any time off the gym. You're still working it.
Yeah, yeah. I like to work out a lot, so. But it helps and translates to hockey well. So,
and that's another thing. What have you been doing with the time off? I know obviously rehab has its own certain things to do, but you personally, what have you been doing?
Nothing really. Just been working out, hanging out with my family, spending time with them as much as I can. During the semester you don't get to see them much, so I like to hang out with them when I can. But other than that, I haven't really been doing too much besides working out and rehab.
Derek Smith is joining us of Missouri State. It goes without saying, but how difficult was it to either be at the games or watch the games and knowing you're not on the ice?
Oh, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It just makes me feel sick, especially it being my last year, and you just see games going away and away because years later from now you're going to miss those games and regret not playing. But there's a difference playing hurt and then injured. So
I'm sure it has to do with school maybe, but you've got an extra year. They said with COVID and stuff you can play an extra year if you want.
Yeah, no, I want to join the military after. I'm really excited for that, so I want to step in those shoes first. I love hockey. I've been playing it since I was 3 years old, but I think it's I need to start thinking about my career and stuff like that.
What do you want to do?
I want to do U.S. Marshals or FBI. I want to be a federal agent and work in that department area.
Yeah, we talked about the criminology, criminal science, and working that angle, and that's always an interesting field.
Yeah.
Especially in the times we have right now, it's a very interesting field.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's something that obviously you're going to take on.
Oh yeah, I love it. Originally I wasn't going to go to college. There's nothing that I found interesting or something like that. I was just going to go straight to the military. But I found criminology and I fell in love with it. I was like, I want to study more about this, so might as well do that.
What has hockey taught you?
I think the biggest thing is being able to work with people, and the people you get to meet. I met some great people over the years of my life. There's some great individuals, but I think teamwork and leadership and stuff like that is probably the biggest thing I've learned. And I mean, obviously competitive stuff, but mostly teamwork and stuff.
Well, if anything, your parents are pretty awesome. So, they raised a great kid, and they've always been supportive. And they've been supportive even when things didn't go your way.
Yeah, exactly.
They have. So
yeah, they've always been there for me.
Yep, absolutely. Derek Smith is joining us of Missouri State. And speaking of that, any brothers, sisters?
Yeah, I have a brother and a sister. but they don't like. They're just doing their own thing right now, I guess.
So they don't watch you. They don't come. They don't.
Oh, they watch it when they can. They're usually working though, so.
Now, I noticed you have a Colorado Rockies jacket. Now, I'm wondering which Rockies. Is it the baseball team or the hockey team?
Baseball.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're a Colorado Rockies fan.
Yeah, my parents were born in Denver, so we're kind of naturally Denver fans.
Now, one of the things that people don't realize is, and there's actually a couple of players, but you're one of the players that kind of spent a lot of your lifetime here in this rink. I mean, you played for the junior team that was here, and you came back, and then you come here and play for Missouri State.
Yep.
For folks that may not have heard your previous interviews, why did you choose Missouri State?
It's close to home. I want to be close to my parents and stuff like that. I liked, when I was living here, I liked Springfield. And then I had a couple friends who were already at Missouri State, Jason Smalls and Sam Heiser, who were already playing for Missouri State. And they kind of convinced me to come here, and I came here and I fell in love with it.
Right now, and you've been playing on Missouri State. It's a team that every year they're fighting for a spot at nationals.
Yep.
What's that like? And actually, if you kind of rewind the tape a little bit, when you were here, you played with the Springfield Express, the junior 18 that was here. They made the playoffs every year.
Yep.
They were successful every year. So you've kind of been part of success in a sense in hockey in this area.
Yeah. And, like you said, we're always competing for, a national championship spot. So I like that. I like kind of being like the underdog, But, yeah.
Who is your favorite NHL player?
My favorite is probably Cale Makar. I love Cale Makar.
Now, do you model yourself, or is there a different player maybe you model yourself on the ice after?
No, not really. Because we're totally two different players. He's a defenseman. He's a skilled guy. I'm kind of just like a tough guy, I guess.
Okay, this is kind of a two-part question. Tell us the most important goal you think you've scored, or the most unbelievable goal that you've scored with Missouri State.
Unbelievable goal?
Something that will always stick out in your mind.
Probably scoring 2 goals in Colorado this year. It was pretty big. We were down, and I scored 2 big goals, and that was pretty important to me, especially coming off a little rusty and stuff like that. So.
And then I mentioned you've been here for several years with 2 different teams. So outside of Missouri State hockey, do you remember a goal situation or a hockey situation that's most memorable to you?
Probably scoring against OKC in the third period to tie it up when it was in playoffs. I think that was pretty a big goal for me.
I don't remember. Was that one here?
No, that was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know there was a game here where the Express were. The game was over pretty much, and all of a sudden in the third period, in the last 3 minutes, they score 3 goals and end up winning the game.
I remember that game too.
There have been some, and then go into overtime with so many unbelievable overtime games that they've scored.
Those games were always crazy.
Who's your favorite NHL team?
Colorado Avalanche.
So the Avs, the Rockies, everything, all Colorado.
Yeah, Denver Broncos, everything.
But I hate to say it, but as much as I think the Blues will be in the top 3.
Yeah.
Now, where they're going to fall, I don't know. But unfortunately for the Blues, Colorado has like 5 games in hand because they haven't played.
Yeah.
So that's going to be tough. Where you've played your hand, and the next thing you know, they're coming up from behind and they take the pot. So who knows? But do you think maybe the worst is over now with them? And I'm talking, they've had COVID issues and stuff, and it's all pretty much over with. But
yeah, it's so hard to say with the whole COVID thing. It's unpredictable right now. It feels like it goes down for a while, and then it spikes back up. So who knows?
After this year, so that means at the end of maybe April, May, June, something like that, you'll be trying to figure out your next portion of your life?
Yeah. I've already decided I'm going to go military, probably sometime during that summer. But after that, who knows where I end up. I know, I have an ultimate goal, which is work as a federal officer, or agent, sorry. Or I guess or both. But, yeah, that's right now my goals right now.
Well, I think the goal right now is to get you a couple of more goals.
Yeah,
so
I could use those.
At the end of interviews, I always wish players more goals. So again, you're technically right now you're a point per game player. at this point, 6 games, 3 goals, 3 assists. So we hope you get more. Although, kind of have to watch the penalty minutes there. They're kind of creeped up in 3 games.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're just a bruiser out there.
Yeah.
But. All right, Derek, thanks so much for doing this. Again, Derek Smith of Missouri State. We will take a break, and when we come back, more hockey coming up.
This is Barrel Bob, MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. You'll be seeing more of me as the weather warms up. Crews will be working on our roads. That means lanes will be closed for construction and maintenance work on our highways. As you approach a work zone, please don't drive distracted. You need to pay attention. I want you and my friends working on the roads to all get home safely. Remember, buckle up and put down your phone. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
Hey, Springfield, are you ready for some hockey?
Here's Barrett.
Left side with the beeline on over to O'Brien. Back to Barrett. Score!
Steve Casson here, voice of your Missouri State Ice Bears. Join us at Jordan Valley Ice Park in downtown Springfield for this year's excitement.
This is head coach Jeremy Law. The Bears are back for another season, so check out our schedule at MissouriStateHockey.com and get your tickets now.
Here come the Ice Bears. Turin with Bell catching up. Turin shoots. Score! Oh, baby! This is what you're missing on Web Sports Radio in 30 seconds.
Well, Steve, you've probably had time to practice and learn and memorize the names of the new players, the numbers and all, and I'm just kind of coming here cold.
Dave, I am winging it. Joining me is Dan Lee. Dan, you're out of jail. Welcome.
I just happened to be coming by here to try to collect the $11.50 you owe me on our fantasy football league this year, and I still haven't got it.
I'm getting fingers, I'm getting points, I'm getting looks. Where's my director?
Hey, what are you trying to say? I haven't done this in a while? Is that what you're saying?
Basically.
Yeah, okay.
Well, new rule change. Everything's changed. They play hockey on feet now.
Oh, I guess that really didn't work too well, did it? It's Missouri State Hockey on WebSportsRadio.com. Join us. We're back at CU Rec Center, Boulder, Colorado. Steve Casson, Scott Lutzke on graphics, and Ryan Armstrong on camera. Well, Ryan, I have the information on the penalties.
Yeah, those were some interesting calls. Did you get a chance to get the details on those from the timekeeper?
So, Evan Ross was assessed 2 minutes for embellishment.
Oh, man. Okay, for everybody out there, what embellishment is basically the quote-unquote same term they use for the word diving. Not really sure if we saw an embellishment or a dive in that situation, as he was kind of upended, but that's what the referee saw. And again, there's 2 referees and 2 linesmen, the same way we operate through most of the ACHA. And the guy the referee who made that call just may have seen something that we didn't.
And then George Issa was given 2 minutes for hooking, which indeed that was a penalty for hooking.
Pretty legitimate hook, yeah.
So that's where those coincidentals stood. And everything else is correct. At 9:25, Bratton his 8th, Cooley that is, and Raymer with the assists. And then at 19:59, Cooley his 9th, Bratton also with an assist. Taking a look at the Ice Bears coaches, Jeremy Law on the left, Cliff Cook on the right. Scott, I don't know if you have that ready yet or not, but I wanted to show the nifty handiwork that the coaches did so that they would be able to see through the netting.
You want me to do a little zoom job for you, or does Scott have a graphic for it?
Well, there is one I sent to him, and I want to just not rush him too much.
So I know that I've got the camera kind of set at the bottom. You can just see the top of the glass and the bottom of the building or the wall behind it. But there is black netting that runs along the entire side that is, well, Jeremy's 6'3", 6'4". So there is black netting that runs along the entire top of the bench, and it makes it pretty difficult for the coaching staff to see. So I don't know if it was Coach Cook or Coach Law's idea to do that, but pretty nifty and genius little trick. I mean, some of the most effective things are the most simple things, and I think that it worked out pretty well for him. So,
Well, there we go. So this is what the Ice Bears coaches did. If we can go back to that first picture there. I know Scott's trying to figure this out on the fly. That's all of us at Red Rocks today. That was a fun scenario.
What a cool place, huh?
But the second picture, and I know Scott is just pulling his hair out trying to figure this whole thing out. But
Scott, don't worry about it.
There you go. That's what the team did. They put hangers up on the nets to kind of get everything ready to look at. But Scott, I appreciate you on the fly getting that all set up for us.
And Steve, you were putting him through the paces down there in Springfield via remote, aren't you?
Yeah.
And I know that you're relying on my dad, who was watching the game to help out with shots, which by the way, I believe was pretty accurate on our shot count, 9-5 in favor of Missouri State.
Yeah, they have updated it to 11-7, and we said, fine, if that's what you want to do. Well, here we go as period number 2 is underway, and we immediately have a stoppage and play for an offside, so the face-off will come outside the zone.
Fans filing back in, and
apparently we are in the way of them somehow.
No, we're fine. They can move out of our way.
Absolutely.
It's not quite the same setup as we have at home, but you know what? We'll make it work on the road, and glad that all of our viewers are here watching on Web Sports Radio.
Matt McGowan did not win the draw from Hanson, and it will be CU in their own zone. They are skating from the left to the right, Missouri State from the right to the left. Ice Bears with Raymer. He'll drive it in. We're 5-on-5 in this period. As behind the net is Kelly. Once again, it'll go to McGowan. Gets it to the point. Slid over to the near side, and a drive in by Kopinski is held on to by Kotry.
Like to make one other shout out as soon as you finish with your stat.
Sure.
Salem, Missouri. We've got some more listeners out there. Is all the boys out there. My lovely girlfriend Rachel, her family is listening to the game as they play some board games on a chilly Missouri night, and want to say hi to Salem, Missouri.
Just got some information from Dave Armstrong, and he says no way it's 11-7, but unfortunately what they're going to put on the scoreboard is totally different from what we believe it is.
That's all right.
Puck at center. Lewis is there for CU, sent right back down, and it'll be the Ice Bears with Joey Bacardi. Near side boards, goes off the stick of Garrett Wojcicki and grabbed by Terrence Josephson. Across the line, Josephson is there. It is pulled away from him, but it's Bacardi. And a snap shot by Carlo Witter gets deflected up and out of play, so the faceoff will stay in the CU zone. Went off of the goaltender. 2-0 Missouri State. Bratton his 8th. Cooley his 9th. Steve Casson along with Scott Lutzke on graphics, Ron Armstrong on camera, Dave Armstrong keeping us with stats in Connecticut.
Yeah, your stipend's in the mail, Dad. Don't worry.
Oh, that's a beer, right?
That's a beer and a firm handshake.
Yeah, it takes a lot in 2 different states to get this game working, right? Here are the Ice Bears with Koutsogiannis. He gets the puck pulled away from him. But you know what? As the puck gets deflected up and out of play, it's the first time that I can remember we have had help from 2 different states.
I mean, it just goes to show of how wonderful this organization is, and you know it very well as I do, being around for as long as we have. We are just a great, happy group of volunteers, and we keep growing every year. We've got a great staff in Springfield, all volunteers, and this is what makes us who we are. And we're just dedicated to the game, and love being around these young men and seeing them grow and help them enjoy this game as much as they can. And they're enjoying it right now with the 2-0 lead in the second period of the second game in Colorado.
Ice Bears get it out to center to Louis Shakes. Couple of fans reacting to the fact that Foy put a hit on Levi Wright. Wright says, fine, I'll just carry the puck. And Koutsogiannis helps him send it all the way in. Missouri State with a full sail line change. Cooley is on the ice now. It'll be Cooley, Bratton, and Brackbill. But we come the other way for CU in the Missouri State zone. chipped away. Good play by Raymer as he chips the puck away from Cam Bandoni. Ice Bears have it to Cooley. Boy, did the Ice Bears miss Cooley when he was out for a couple of games. Puck in, and Ice Bears get what they want, a face-off in the attacking zone with 17:15 to go in the period. And face-off in the CU end of the ice.
Face-off won by Missouri State. Puck comes up to the corner. Kopinski dumps it down, and Bratton keeps it in the slot.
Good play by Bratton. And it'll be Cooley to send it down in low. A couple of Ice Bears there. It connects, comes right out in front. And Cottry will stop play. 16:57 to go in this period. Missouri State with a 2-0 lead. They scored with the least amount of time on the clock. I mean, you can go into tenths of seconds, but literally the least amount of time on the clock and still have a goal count at 19:59. Oh, the lead pass, they were trying to break Trunco. It does connect as Davis brings it in, helped by Quentin Kinney, and off of the stick of Kinney. But it'll be Kopinski, sent over the far side. Davis is there. Bang, bang play as they move it into the corner. Kopinski gets upended. Trunco there, a second effort shot by Hansen. And Missouri State will try to outlet it. Cooley for the first time in a long while with a bad pass. That's broken up. And the Ice Bears keep it on the line. On the blue, stays good. Bratton tried to get it over to Brackbill. And Cooley races through. Flipped up to Brackbill. They get it around Hager. And Missouri State was changing. Otherwise, they could have kept it in the zone. They'll have to reset. Kopinski. Now to Bacardi. Off the boards to Wheatop. To the far side. Intercepted. Kinney will have it. Ross steals. Wheatop chases. He gets double teamed. Drops down on the puck. And the Ice Bears have it. Left side, Bacardi. Now tipped in front on a save as he set that up to McGowan. And a good save in front by Cottry.
Great look, and Bacardi saw McCowan coming in. Great shot, even better tip. Those are the kind of opportunities Missouri State wants to keep pressure on this Kadri goaltender here. Now, Steve, I don't know if you caught that. I think you mentioned it. They're using that home run pass again.
Yep.
And I call it a home run or a Hail Mary pass because they're sending somebody at the far blue line. They're trying to get behind the Missouri State defenseman, trying to go for that breakaway. So Missouri State, again like last night, needs to adapt to that and keep an eye on it for the rest of the game because they're probably going to use it some more.
15-17 to go in this period. Puck is cleared all the way down the Missouri State zone. This will be an icing call. So 15:07 to go in this period now. And Missouri State with a good advantage. Both goals in the first period at 9:25. Bratton his 8th at 19:59. Cooley his 9th. And Missouri State, unfortunately, will not make the 20-win mark. I know the coaches were hoping for something like that, but it's not happening, at least in regulation, as right off the boards, the shot came from Bacardi from the left side. It came off the boards, and McGowan tried to tuck it in. But Cottry covered the corner there. Even though Robbie Cottry has a 3.78 goals against average and an 896 save percentage, he is a goaltender that has been keeping Colorado in games.
Sure, he's an active player, and he uses that to his advantage. He doesn't quite have the size as we see in the ACHA of a lot of goaltenders, but he's making the most of it.
Good hip check there by Frederick as he was able to check Farrell off. Puck back down into the CU zone. Garrett Wojcicki running some pressure. Lead pass. It does connect. And getting a shot was Foy, and it'll be saved by Stevens. He will hold on with 14-12 to go in the period. And still a for Missouri State.
There's that home run pass again. They're clever with it. So
Ice Bears need to kind of wake up here a little bit. It has been connecting.
Yeah, the defensemen just need to be aware that that's something to keep an eye out on. They're not going to use it every single shift, but it is a possibility.
That should have been a hand pass. They did not call it. Ice Bears say fine. So here we come. Here's Koutsogiannis with a drive and a save by Kotri off of his glove. Kelly with a shot through the slot. Nothing doing there. And it's a 3-on-3 off the boards. Good play by Raymer as the shot from Gandoni comes the other way. Here come the Ice Bears. They have a 3-on-2 drive in. Kotri will make the save. And they're not happy. Is Keegan Lewis with an Ice Bear skating in after the shot. Shakes. Yep, it is.
Yeah, he's just a muck and grind kind of guy, a muck and grind kind of player, and he wanted to make sure that the goaltender had saved that puck, which he did, and Lewis took exception to it.
Well, you play to the whistle, right?
Well, absolutely. You play to the whistle, and he didn't make contact with the goalie. He was just right there in case he dropped it. I mean, look what we've seen in the past with Kadri. Those loose pucks happen, so great play by Louis, and way to keep a cool head there.
13:35 to go. Puck is held in momentarily. Hansen will pop it through, but the Ice Bears have control. Snap it to Cooley. Bacardi will say out, thank you very much. He'll have it on the right side. Bacardi forgot the puck as it was off of his stick. We turn the other way. At center to Bratton. Gets a shot off. 12:55 to go in this period. 2-0 Missouri State. Quentin Kinney, 1 goal, 1 assist for him this season. Now it's a 2-on-1 and a drive in, and Stevens will make the save on a 2-on-1 with Jake Hager. His only goal this season was against Colorado on December 3rd. He was looking for another one there. Face off in the Missouri State zone.
A little bit of noise coming from the student section here in the Boulder Rec Center, the CU Rec Center.
12:32 to go in this period, and the fans getting a little restless here. They want to see something out of their Buffaloes. Drive comes in from the shot by Borgie, is steered aside by Stevens, and the Ice Bears have it. They have a 3-on-3. Across the line to Ross, left side, Traylon McGowan, he shoots wide. Held in by Maltner. It is out to center, and the Ice Bears have to get back. Racing is Sam Frederick. They connect on the left side to the Ice Bears as they come the other way. Across the line was McGowan. Puck taken away and flipped all the way down for an icing call. Icing with 11:45 to go in the period.
Speaking of icing, my fingers are starting to ice over.
Oh, I went to my other jacket.
Yeah, I see you got your more weather appropriate coat on, but man, I wish I had a pair of gloves, and that may make me sound soft, but my fingers are a little chilly.
Face-off one in the CU zone, and it'll be the Buffaloes with it. Snap pass from Kate, connects with McConaughey. It's behind the net. McConaughey with it. For the Ice Bears now to intercept, and Kopinski held along the boards, kicked through by Schreppel. Quinn, 2 goals, 1 assist. He's out of Excelsior, Minnesota. Foy tried to step in front of Raymer, and Raymer, as he was falling down, was able to get it out of harm's way, and here come the Ice Bears. Connect with Josephson. Across the line, too far for him. And Farrell will send it right back in.
Again, apologize for the language you hear out of our friendly Colorado fans.
I didn't hear anything.
All right, play on.
Puck is played with a high stick.
Yep, there we go.
There we go. It is called.
See, you are, I'm telling you, you're eagle-eyed today, Steve. You're on it.
Well, you know, we went up to Red Rocks, and I probably had over an hour of zone minutes because I thought, oh, this will be easy. I'm going to be one of the top people up there. I'm in good shape, which I don't know how you're the first person. You'd let everybody. Were you winded at all going up there?
Oh, I'm allergic to treadmills. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that was, well, along with the elevation change.
Yeah,
and I mean,
absolutely.
It's a significant change. I believe it's a couple thousand feet.
It is.
I mean, it's neat. I mean, it's worth the view for sure, but yeah, there are a special breed of people that like to run up and down that hill.
We saw a ton of them. And, you know, if you've done it long enough, it's fine. But if you haven't done it in a while and in your mind you think that you're Mr. Superman, oh, big hit there as Issa sends Bacardi into the boards. Meanwhile, the Ice Bears have possession, although Shakes lost it there as he spun through the right circle. Now it'll be Kelly to steal for Missouri State. Goes over to Brassa. To Bacardi. Pass over was a bad one, and it was knocked away and cleared out by Cam Bandoni.
Well, I want to give him a little credit. Bacardi didn't make a bad pass. It was a great play to get the stick in there.
Sure.
And speaking of Bacardi, that's the second big hit he's taken this shift. Brushed it off. That's a true defenseman there. Not react to something that may or may not have been a little questionable.
Stolen though. Here's Trunco with a drive, and he missed up high and wide. Now worked down to Hansen. It is out to center, and Kelly will gather across the line in the zone with a drive and a save. They go to the corner. Great play by Kelly, too. He's able to pick up the puck, stay on side, lead his man into the zone, and take a shot.
Yeah, he's playing with a new forward there with Levi Wright as Jack Brackbill just steps 1 foot off sides and will come right outside the zone.
Offside. As you say, we'll do this one again. 9:23 remains in the period. Shots 17-11. Play is underway, comes right to the side of the net as Contry looked at it. Cooley is trying to get a handle on it. He has to poke it through. Grabbed by Keegan Lewis. And here is Lewis to clear it all the way down for the icing call. 8:54 to go in the period. Icing will bring it back into the CU end of the ice. Coming up at our second period intermission, it will be another replay. It's an old interview with Tommy Raymer. Get to know more about him coming up in the second period. Meanwhile, the draw is won. CU works it. And a lead pass snapped all the way down to McConaughey. Stevens could not clear the puck, stays behind the net. McConaughey into the corner. Bjorge's there. Here is Kinney with a drive, gets deflected. Off the side as Stevens makes the save, and Missouri State with a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Bratton will drive it in. Cooley there, nice move to get around a falling Schrempel. But possession is out to center and across the line. Here is Farrow in front. Stevens will steer it aside. It's out to center. It's getting a little chippy now. Here comes Ross across the line right side. Right circle, waiting for everyone to catch up. Kicked through the circle, and Missouri State has to get back. They only have one defenseman. Here is a 2-on-2 now. Schreppel with a drive in, saves Stevens, rebound in front, score! A bunch of players down in front, and Keaton Foy is the recipient of the second effort shot. It's 2-1 now here in the second period.
Yeah, unfortunately, just a lot of traffic in front for Stevens. And a quick break from Colorado, again, using that play to I don't want to say home run pass, but using that play where they're trying to get a couple players behind. Great back check by Bratton, but we just needed a couple more people. They clogged the neutral zone up pretty well. And
by number 15, Keaton Foy, assisted on the play by number 27, Quinn Schreps, at the 12-13 mark of the second period.
So he called him by his nickname, Schreps, but it's Quentin Schreppel who gets the assist at 12-13. Foy with his second.
Should we start calling all our players by their nicknames?
I don't know. Here is, maybe there's some nicknames we don't want to say.
Yeah, I think we should just stick with their real names.
Here come the Ice Bears, 2-on-2. Josephson, he leads it along with Wojcicki, and it goes behind the net. So the Ice Bears steal. Goes to Giannis. Down in low to cycle with Wojcicki. He gets pulled off the play. Shakes comes in. Left face-off circle. It comes now out to David Mitchell. They'll flip it in a line change, a partial one for CU. Oh, it's stolen out in front and a drive, missing up high by Davis. Puck flipped out all the way down for Kutso Giannis to chase, but instead, stepping in front of him is Jesse Kate. He has it for the Buffaloes. Across the line, gets around the check of Levi Wright, but play continues. Wright comes with a 2-on-1. Here's Wright and Shakes. Wright trying to send it over to Shakes, and a good diving play by Lewis to break up the pass. Ice Bears keep it in. Right side, Bratton with a move. Now I got a player dumped in front. That is Shakes' penalty. It's going to go against Missouri State. It's a holding call.
That is somewhat questionable. I'm wondering if it is Missouri State or if it's.
Well, the Ice Bears have possession of the puck.
They did blow when Missouri State got possession, which makes me think it was a Missouri State penalty. But man, oh man, I am not sure because Louis was in front and got pulled down by the Colorado player. Colorado player ended up losing their stick, which maybe they saw as a hold, but Ice Bears on the penalty kill. 5:53 left in the second period, and they've got a challenge ahead of them here. Face off to Bailey Stevens left as the power play begins for Colorado, and the kill from Missouri State. Puck iced by Jake Kopinski.
So Shakes goes into the penalty box.
And 2 minutes for holding at the 14:07 mark in the second period.
So there you go, and a chance to tie the game for Colorado. Brennan Hansen got an assist in yesterday's only goal for the Buffaloes. And, you know, you talk about Shakes, he does the best he can do, but I don't believe he was guilty of a penalty there. Puck comes in underneath the stick of Trunco, stays in the zone. Gosnell sends it down in low. Trunco back to Gosnell. Drive in, and it's blocked in front, actually blocked by Borghi inadvertently. Power play is 1:11 to go. Ice Bears have it. They don't clear. And now Kelly still can't clear. Josephson takes it away from Borghi, but it comes out in Trunco with it. Good defensive play by the Ice Bears, Jake Kopinski.
Great effort as he's laying on the ice, trying to take away that pass, lays his stick out, lays his body out, takes that cross pass away, which was a dangerous looking one. The Ice Bears need to settle down in their defensive zone a little bit and set up.
39 seconds remaining in the power play. 2-1, Missouri State leads. Both goals in the first period. Bratton at 9:25, Cooley at 19:59 on the power play, so Missouri State is 1 for 2 with the man advantage. And then CU here at 12:13, Foy his second in the second period. Now Carlo Witter with a shot up high, trying to kill some time. 13 seconds remaining. McConaughey sends it in on a tip by Hager, flipped off the glass with authority and all the way down.
Oh, goaltender action. Bailey Stevens says, all right, if you're going to give me the opportunity, I'll clear it too.
And he does. He also kills the power play for CU. Ice Bears steal behind the net. Bratton is pushed through. Pinballs behind into the skates and the stick of George Issa. Ice Bears steal again. Here's Cooley, 3-on-2. Cooley looking down in low, nobody there. Cooley with it off the side, in front, a shot and a save. And Bratton was not there to get the rebound, although he steals it away. Ice Bears have it again. It's behind the net, in front to Cooley. He shoots and a save. Nice play as he shot through Keegan Lewis, who provided the screen. But Missouri State not able to get it past Kotry. We come the other way, flip down to the Missouri State zone. Now with 3:06 to go in period number 2 and a 2-1 Missouri State lead. Puck flipped off the boards. It connects with Brackbill, so no icing, and tipped into the zone. And the Ice Bears will complete a change. Final game of the regular season between these two teams here in Boulder, Colorado, the CU Rec Center. I'm Steve Casson along with Scott Lutzke doing graphics from home, Dave Armstrong with shots, and Ryan Armstrong on camera here. Too bad you're not doing it remote, and actually I don't want you to do camera remote. That would be crazy. Far side boards now. Shot behind the net. It'll be grabbed by Keaton Foy, the last goal scorer for CU. Foy with a one-hand through. Farrow is there. Schreppel. It gets deflected up and out of play. So with 2:14 to go in the period, we will have a face-off in the Missouri State zone.
Our broadcast booth has turned into a walkway, apparently.
Apparently it has.
They're students. They're fine.
Ice Bears win the draw with 2:04 to go. It'll be another 3-on-2. This one led. Frederick drive in and a save.
Maybe I should ask those young ladies walking by if they were the ones screaming expletives. Ask them to kindly stop. But you know what? You can't control everything, Steve. It just kind of goes to show you don't hear a whole lot of that in our Springfield games. You hear loud, boisterous, excited fans. But, I mean, keep it a little classy, you know? I mean, you don't have to say all that.
And we're about in the same area that we are in front of the fans. Meanwhile, a drive misses wide off the shot from Frederick. Cleared out to center. And returned the other way for Missouri State. Ross's pass is intercepted. 1:41 to go in this period. They're going to try to lead another pass, and they do. Does not connect with Mitchell. Stepping in front of him is Noah Maltner. McGowan with a one-stick sweep check. Puck comes up the middle, and it's out. This will come all the way down, and not enough for icing. Jarrett Peterson running rough shot, but it's stolen by Missouri State. Goes back behind. Now McGowan will have it. Oh, it's flipped up and out as here comes Mahanahay. Raymer is there to get stepped in front of. And we turn the other way with Wheatop. To Ross. Ice Bears with 51 seconds to go in this period. And they lead by a count of 2-1. That was yesterday's score. Rimmed all the way around to the far boards. Ice Bears get in position, that is, and they do clear it out to center. 30 seconds to go. Now Josephson had a little trouble Not flipped and cleared yet. 23 seconds. Bjorge's there. So is Farrow. Off of his stick, it's out to center with 16. Flipped off the boards by Jake Kopinski. And all the way down for Kate to reset with 4 seconds to go, and that'll do it for the period. In that period, just one goal, and it goes to Keaton Foy, who finishes up what was a volley in front. 12-13, he gets his second. Schreppel with the assist, 2-1.
For CU and 21 for Missouri State.
I think they said 21-14. We were pretty close on that period. But we'll double check. At this point, shots on goal according to Dave and or Scott.
Were they announcing shots?
Yeah, they just announced the shots. We were pretty close.
I couldn't tell. That guy kind of put me to sleep. It might be the most unenergetic PA announcer I think I've ever heard.
Well, we're going to go with it right now. Shots 20-13. We came into the period at 11-7, according to what we heard about. And yeah, we need to charge admission in our broadcast booth here.
we're having fun, that's for sure.
Just a big smile and a high as they go by. Well, it's a big smile for Missouri State, although it's kind of more of a half smile as the Icebreakers have a 2-1 victory.
Let's go ahead and knock on that piece of wood real quick. 2-1 lead after 2
did I say victory? I meant a 2-1 lead.
It's all good. I know the altitude's getting to you.
Well, the victory yesterday for Missouri State was 2-1, and that's what I was thinking. But I'm also looking at what Dave said. He said his 9 shots for Missouri State, 5 for Colorado, for a total of 18-10. And we could go with that too. Either way, we know it's Missouri State with Bratton at 9:25 of the first, his 8th on the power play at 19:59. Cooley his 9th, and then in the second period at 12:13, Foy his 2nd. And 2-1 is where we are after 2 periods of play. We'll take a break, and when we come back, a replay of an interview with Tommy Raymer that we did a while back, and we'll do that in just a moment. But it is a 2-1 lead after 40 for Missouri State. Don't go anywhere.
Pearson Kelly Office Products presents
Great Moments in Office Technology.
When Julie gets bored at work, she writes funny captions to pictures of animals she found online. Then she realized she could send all of her pictures in one gigantic message to her coworkers. At that moment, Julie created junk email. Now, employees can enjoy their days watching auto-tuned sneezing pandas. There are plenty of ways to waste your company's money. Your copier shouldn't be one of them. Pearson Kelly Office Products. Business made simple.
This is Barrel Bob, MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. You'll be seeing more of me as the weather warms up. Crews will be working on our roads. That means lanes will be closed for construction and maintenance work on our highways. As you approach a work zone, please don't drive distracted. You need to pay attention. I want you and my friends working on the roads to all get home safely. Remember, buckle up and put down your phone. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
We're back at Jordan Valley Ice Park, now talking with Tommy Raymer of Missouri State, the defenseman, freshman, with 3 goals, 4 assists, got a power play goal, a shorthanded goal too. Tommy, I know that actually it's a game-winning goal, not a shorthanded goal, but that'll be nice to get soon. The last time Missouri State was actually at home here against Grand Canyon. A couple of goals in one game, pretty exciting. What's it been like to be on this hockey club?
It's amazing. All the guys are great. We should all get along.
That's always got to be a good thing. You know, when the first thing when I talk to people and they say, you know, it's like one big family. We have a great time. Everything's good. Does that take a lot of the pressure off of going to a new place, not knowing what's happening, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, wow, this is cool?
Yeah, it does. It's an easy transition when it's like that.
What made you decide Missouri State?
A couple of my teammates on the Junior Blues in St. Louis came here, Jared Bratton and Matthew McGowan, who I room with, and that just made it easier decision for me.
That's got to be nice when they kind of tell you, hey, you need to come here. Did you think of any other places to go?
Not really, no. I just kind of chose here.
So it's basically Missouri State or nothing.
Yeah,
I mean, the coaches could have said, nah, we don't want you. Did they? Sometimes coaches have done that where they've just kind of joked with the guy and said, no, we don't want you. They didn't do that,
no,
did they?
didn't.
That's a good thing because the joke would have been on them. But has defense always been your position?
No, I didn't actually start playing defenseman until like sophomore year of high school. Yeah.
Was there a transition cause? Like, did the coach want you to do that, or?
Our high school team had a lot of forwards and not a lot of defensemen, so I just switched back. So I played center, so I was already a defensive kind of player. And then the next year, I went out for AAA, and they said they needed a defenseman, so I tried out and made it.
So you kind of, in a sense, transitioned yourself a little bit, because you could have gone back to forward, but then all of a sudden you're stuck, in a sense. Either you play as a defenseman or you really don't have much time, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
What have you learned being a defenseman that's different from being a forward?
Just the whole like skating aspect's completely different. Just you're using your edges a lot different, and your energy is wasted in different ways.
Do you find that maybe you're a better backward skater now than you were before?
Definitely, yeah.
What has changed for you in your game?
I guess just staying back at the house more, like in front of the net and clearing the net. Because usually I would be in the corners trying to get the puck out and go score a goal, but now I'm just trying to prevent a goal instead of focusing on getting the goal.
I mentioned that Grand Canyon game where you had a couple of goals, and I think we were just talking that one of them was a right face-off dot. So is it a situation where maybe you kind of yell to your winger to, hey, switch, that I'm coming in kind of thing, or do they know what you're going to do?
I just saw the puck come through the middle, and I saw an opportunity to step up and make a play, so I just went with it, and they just caught on to what I was doing and filled in.
I mean, you don't have to give away anything, but do you guys kind of have certain plays where, okay, D's going to take a shot, we'll look for the rebound, that kind of thing, and do you guys, maybe you and whoever might be on the ice that you're with, do you guys have like a little set play, like if you say foxtrot or something that you know exactly what you're going to do?
Yeah, we have a couple face-off plays like that, but other than that, not like just like to do during the play. It's usually off the face-off.
So you kind of know what you're going to do and go from there. We are talking with Tommy Raymer of Missouri State, defenseman for the Ice Bears. 3 goals, 4 assists this season. Who's your favorite NHL team?
The St. Louis Blues.
Like the Blues. Who's your favorite player?
Probably Jordan Kyrou.
You know, he is one of the hot guys right now. Mm-hmm. He started out as a sleeper and then just kind of started playing lights out.
Yeah.
He's done very well. Let's get back to Missouri State. When you came here and you saw the guys that were on the roster and you saw the points that they were producing, did you worry or care about that?
Not really. I just kind of put my head down and stuck to my game and hope playing time would come to me.
And so far it has. Coaches have, they've thrown you in 17 games of, I believe, there's 19 that have been played. Maybe 20, possibly, if I can do my math right here. So you've played over 3/4 of the game, so they got you there. When you're out there on the ice, what are some of the things that you want to accomplish for you?
Just having a positive plus-minus. I don't like being out there for goals, and it's way more fun to celebrate a goal. So that's something I always try to do.
Have you had a situation where you're just stepping off the ice and a goal gets scored and you're like, no, don't give me that minus?
A couple of those, yeah.
That's always not fun.
Yeah.
Tommy Raymer is joining us. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I have 1 brother and 2 sisters.
Now, in what order are you?
It goes I have an older brother, an older sister, then me, and then a younger sister.
Okay. Did your older brother play hockey at all?
A little bit in high school.
How about your sisters? Do they play any kind of sports?
My older sister did not, but my younger sister plays softball and soccer.
When you were growing up, did you play anything else besides hockey?
I played soccer, baseball, basketball for a little bit, golf.
So you're kind of an all-around player.
Yeah.
What did you then decide through that to kind of concentrate on one sport, or what made you kind of pick hockey?
My parents told me when I got to high school to try to pick one sport because it's too expensive and you don't have enough time to do all the others, and hockey was the most fun, so I chose that.
Even though it's really the most expensive.
Yeah.
So you did what they didn't want you to do, is pick the most expensive and just stick with it, right?
Yeah.
But do you feel that any of those sports helped you at all while you're playing hockey?
Definitely soccer, because if the puck gets in my feet, I can easily kick it back up to myself. Maybe baseball a little bit with the hand-eye.
Yeah, and of course, football's part of it. You sometimes, you can't argue with the checking. It's similar to football. Then you've got golf. It's kind of a same situation, in a sense. But when you grow up, what do you want to do?
I'm not too sure yet. Just, I guess, find a job after I graduate here.
Well, I mean, you have a couple years to declare what you kind of want to major in, so it's not a rush.
Yeah.
But anything, as we're talking with Tommy Raymer of Missouri State, anything that kind of interests you?
Finance, because that's my major right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's and there's so many different things that you can do there, and they say go where the money is. Well, I think that's kind of where the money is at this point. When you were growing up, do you remember the first game you ever played? Hockey game?
Not really. I think I was too young to remember the first game.
Then you probably don't remember the first time you were on skates?
My parents always told me they bought me Fisher-Price roller skates, and I'd skate all the time in the garage. But other than that, I don't actually remember.
Same thing with ice, you don't remember? Just
not really.
It just happened all of a sudden and
yeah.
You're out there. Do you remember an important goal or something that will stick out in your mind, a goal that you had scored?
I scored a couple big goals in high school in the semifinal games to send us to state, which were pretty cool.
Take us through one of those.
This last year, there was a face-off in the offensive zone. They broke the puck out, and I hit a guy, and all the bench went crazy. And then they tried to clear it, and it went off the boards. And I just took a slap shot, as a one-timer, basically, and it went right over the goalie's shoulder, and it was the first goal of the game, a couple minutes in. And it just really set the tone for the whole series, and we ended up winning both those games pretty easily.
I'm sure your parents were there. They were watching it. I'm sure they were pretty excited, probably as much as you.
Yeah.
Were you more surprised or shocked how it materialized than actually scoring, or?
Kind of, yeah, because I'm usually not a big hitter, and I kind of laid a guy out before it.
Do you still, if you get the chance, want to do that?
I mean, yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I mean, as a defenseman, you kind of got to throw your weight around, in a sense.
Yeah.
Playing here, you had the first half of this season to kind of play and get an idea of what Division I hockey's like. Is it any different than what you thought it was going to be?
It's a little bit more physical than I thought, but the speed's pretty much the same as where I played last year.
But physicality, you feel you can kind of handle?
Yeah.
Now, a lot of guys, they'll get in the gym, they'll get kind of bulked up, they'll try to match intensity. Do you feel any pressure to do that, or?
A little bit, but all summer I was in the gym working out, so I felt I came prepared.
And now, obviously, a different situation with a team that now, with the rankings coming out, ranked number 8.
Mm-hmm.
That's, other than other teams that you've played where you've gone to the championship, that's got to bode well for the psyche of these players.
Yeah, it's nice being that high in the rankings.
Now, you don't have to tell your parents, but you get an extra year if you want here, so you can maybe play 5 years. I think some players can even play 6 based on what has happened. So, you plan on staying here a while?
I don't know if all 5, but definitely 4.
Okay, so get your 4 years, get out, and get a job and get going, right?
Yeah.
That kind of a thing. We're talking with Tommy Raymer of Missouri State. As I mentioned, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points this season, about half a point a game you're averaging right now. So at the end of interviews, I always wish players more goals. So good luck, and I wish you more goals, and get a couple more. Maybe have a 2-game goal game coming up, all right?
Thank you.
All right. Tommy Raymer again with Missouri State. Thanks for joining us. We'll take a break. Be back. More hockey coming up.
Hey, Missouri! Barrel Bob here. I'm MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. I see a lot of distracted drivers in work zones not paying attention to the road. Distracted driving is the #1 cause of crashes. The average text takes 5 seconds to read. At 55 miles per hour, you could travel the length of a football field blindfolded. Don't take the chance. I want you and my friends working on the roads to get home safely. Please buckle up and put your phone down. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
We are back at the CU Rec Center in Boulder, Colorado. Steve Casson along with Scott Lutzke on graphics and Brian Armstrong on camera. And I know Scott has been working awfully hard, and I believe that we have a live look in the game between
Benedetto wasn't required to make the save.
Diversity. So we'll take a look at this one here. Let you hear a couple of moments of that one, as we're about a minute and a half away from the start of this game. But we'll let you listen in for just a moment.
Yeah, and that's going to be the big issue tonight, is going to be, can UNLV generate enough of those high-quality chances in tight? They're going to have a higher percentage of going in against Kasaboski. We've seen that over the last game especially, when he's able to see the puck, and if they're shooting from the point, he's going to make the save. So it's going to be on the UNLV team to really put their work boots on here, get into the center of the ice, and really try to generate some of these scoring chances.
Shot was blocked in front as Moore came in to take the face-off, and Moore wins the draw and shoots it in on Benedetto. Didn't get to him, but you know, especially when they're in the offensive zone, they want to get the puck off their stick towards the net. And now here's an opportunity for UNLV as a trailer. Johnson trailing, centering pass, shoots, scores! Well, Cole Wyatt was the secondary trailer, and Cole Wyatt gets to go and put UNLV up 1-0. Johnson was trailing, wasn't able to get the centering pass, but Cole Wyatt jumped on the loose puck.
Well, it looks like a goal
buried that home,
for
and that's
UNLV.
Exactly the start that UNLV needed.
And they take a 1-0 lead over Grand Canyon.
That could make things interesting. Last night, I believe Grand Canyon fell short to UNLV, number 4 ranked UNLV, by a score of only 3-2. So this one might have a couple fireworks later. We'll check back in on that with Scott a little bit later in the night. But hear the fans making some noise here in Boulder, Colorado, as the teams entered the ice, referees, and that interview with Tommy Raymer between second and third period, brought to you by Al's Luggage, located in the Battlefield Mall, right next to Victoria's Secret and Spencer's Gifts. If you need luggage, visit Al's Luggage Shop.
Is it still there?
I haven't been to the mall in a while, but I believe it is. I mean,
in a while.
You know, they're a little slow every once in a while, but if you get them rolling, those luggage racks, they get going. So, you know, we'll thank Al for that. He's got some great stuff.
Well, Missouri State is going to hope that they don't get their luggage strewn all over the ice, as they have a 2-1 lead right now. And they, of course, want to keep the lead and potential win going, but they're going to have to do in the third period that they did not do in the second period, and that is win the period.
Sure, and stay out of the box. You know,
yeah.
I don't know what the total penalties were that second period, but Missouri State has found themselves in a little bit of penalty trouble every once in a while, so definitely a goal of the players and of the coaching staff to, keep a cool head out here and really get the shots coming back on. I believe our shot total after 2 periods
20-13.
20-13. Thank you. You got the nice monitors in front of you. And thank you to Scott, and thank you to my father for helping out on that, and we're getting ready for the third period. Here we go.
Missouri State skates from the left to the right, and from the right to the left it will be the Colorado Buffaloes. And the Ice Bears with Tommy Reamer have possession. They'll flip it in all the way down. They try to connect with Jacob Wheatop. Wheatop will have it behind the net, but it's intercepted though. Jake Kopinski with a centering pass, broken up and grabbed by Keaton Foy, the only goal scorer for Colorado right now. Buffaloes trying to work the puck in front of the Missouri State bench. It's down the middle, and it'll be the Ice Bears with McGowan. Now a shot missing just wide by Wheatop. Held in by no, it's not. That's Kopinski to hold it in. Acting like Brussa, pushing his man out of the way. Now we get a couple of bear hugs going down on the near side boards. Raymer is there, but it is sent back into the Missouri State zone, and it will be Jake Kopinski. 2 goals, 3 assists for Kopinski, but he's been held pointless in the last 6 games.
Did you strategically use that term bear hug?
I did.
I don't think Evan Ross liked that bear hug too much, but that's funny.
Puck flipped back down into the CU zone. And it is a near side pass that goes to the far side all the way into the Missouri State end for an icing call. A slow one, but the Ice Bears get the benefit of that icing with 18:41 to go in the period.
Now, I am trying to figure out where these fans got food at, because I didn't think there was a snack bar here at the rec center, but apparently someone's got some food. That sounds pretty good right now.
Yeah,
I had to walk 3 miles on this campus to get a coffee, so that was bad enough.
18:32 to go in the period. The Ice Bears have it in their own zone. I was going to say the same thing. There was nothing open yesterday. And it's all the way down into the CU end of the ice. Chasing it is Josephson, and he lets the puck go, but he gets a return pass in front by Wojcicki.
Just wide on the second opportunity, the rebound opportunity for Josephson.
Out in front, Josephson again, and he misses wide. And him and Wojcicki are connecting very well. They see each other out there. Now it's Carlo Witter. Tried to get a pass in. A flip is all the way down to the Missouri State end. This will not be icing as it's on goal. 17:54 to go. The Ice Bears with a line change. Puck back into the CU end of the ice, and Missouri State will complete their change. And we get an icing call, though.
No,
so they cannot.
It's a goal.
The goaltender stopped it. Yep.
He wasn't too sure on that one yesterday, but he had time, and he knew that his team needed to make a couple changes as well. So goaltender Kadri freezes that one. Face-off comes to his left.
Yeah, I was looking at the line change to see how Missouri State changed, and when I looked back, I saw the goaltender there. And,
you're looking at the line change and the players. You should be an ACHA referee, Steve.
We get the official saying it's his fault. Yeah, I should. So I had this discussion earlier today, and the official says they're going to, yep. Well, he originally called play for a high stick, and then the official said, nope, sorry, it's my mistake. And so I guess they're going to do it outside. But, you know, it's really funny because we had this situation earlier where I talked with Benny Toller, the head coach of CU, and he said the same thing. Why don't you become a referee? And I said, well, then I have to get all new equipment, and I have to get forward skates, and as we get an offside here. And I said, I have skated in nothing but goalie skates for about 15 years. I would probably be afraid I'd trip.
No, you'd be fine.
I know, I think I would, but
You'd
it's just getting it through the head, right?
I like to tell that same thing that Coach Toller told you, whenever I hear the outraged Mennonite mom going crazy because little Jimmy fell over the blue line.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you should grab a whistle yourself and get out there and see what it feels like, because it's a lot different.
Bucks and all, yeah, we had a whole referee and a whole that we're lucky that we get the referees that we have, that kind of whole scenario. Oh, a bad bounce off the boards, and here's a lead pass. Breaking free is Bjorgi. He is all in the clear. The save by Stevens, and the rebound is partially fanned on by McConaughey. It was bouncing and didn't get a good shot. Ice Bears come back. They want to try to do the same thing. Across the line, here's Brackville in front, and they tried to get it to Frederick. It's broken up. End-to-end action. We come back. It's another 2-on-1. Bjorgi again, as it goes off of his stick. He tries to center it through to the far side, and Frederick will let it go. Cooley. 2-on-2 now as Cooley brings it across the line, or make that to Brackville to Cooley across the line. Puck is out to center, and the Ice Bears have to get back. Racing hard is Kopinski as he tries to take his man out. That one was George Isa. Comes up to the left circle. Kyle Cato behind the net. With it and centered it right through was Mitchell, and it comes right out in front, and Stevens is the eagle eye to make the save.
Wow, what a great save by Bailey. Down in the butterfly position already, backhander. And as anybody, especially you, Steve, as a goaltender, knows, backhanders are tricky, tricky shots. A great save by Stevens to track that backhander through glove side. Makes a save. Face-off's coming to his left.
2-1 Missouri State. Bratton his 8th at 9:25 of the first. Cooley his 9th on the power play at 19:59 of the first. And Foy his 2nd for CU at 12:13 of the second. That's been the only scoring thus far. Raymer to the near side boards. Gets it out. Here's Cato.
I'm about to throw something at that fan.
Into the corner now. Drop down in low. Ice Bears with it to Raymer. He shoots in and a save. Kotry, he'll hold on. 12:58 to go. I know what you're referring to.
It's all right. It's all right.
We'll have another face-off.
Yeah, Raymer and Kopinski playing great on the D pair together. Definitely connection as they've got great movement back and forth with each other. Very comfortable pairs, defensive partners, as this puck ends up in the corner here after the face-off, and the Buffaloes will break the puck out.
Tried to hit Foy off of him and back into the CU zone. Foy with possession. Left side, down the wing. Good play by Raymer to break it up, and that gives McGowan a chance, but it flips up through. And McGowan, Ice Bears have a 3-on-3. Bring it into the zone, and the recipient of the bouncing puck is Wheatop to McGowan. Rosa comes in. Nice move. One hands it up high in front. McGowan, and it's blocked in front. Good play by Fred Farrow. And now it's flipped to the corner and out to center. Missouri State will set it up again. Getting out of the zone is Ross. Tried to send it over in front to Wheatop. And the Ice Bears steal. Josephson, and a drive by Wheatop gets deflected up and out of play. 14:59 to go in the period, and a 2-1 lead for Missouri State. Shots 21-15, as kept by our combination of folks. And I don't know if we can take a look after this replay, but apparently it's a 1-1 game, UNLV and GCU.
Interesting. Last regular season weekend for all WCHL teams, as our last ranking will come out this next Wednesday. So pay attention to MissouriStateHockey.com, Facebook, Twitter, all social media outlets Missouri State Hockey offers to keep up to date with the final ranking before the national tournament.
Ryan, I know you'll like this live look in. Well, we just had it go away. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate you letting folks see that it's a 1-1 game, but here it's a 2-1 game for Missouri State.
And it feels just as tight, too. Both these teams are grinding in the third period. They know exactly what the next goal means for either of them.
Oh, down on the ice is Jake Hager. He's limping through everything. A shot comes in, save Kotry. Rebound, it's moved up high. And another drive just misses. As Josephson was right there, Kotry made the save, and again, having a hard time on the ice is Jake Hager. He just can't get up.
Great pressure in the offensive zone. Missouri State's got to keep this up.
And theoretically, the Ice Bears have a power play in a sense because Hager just can't get up. He's trying to get in position, and Missouri State with a good possession time here. It stays in the zone again, and it's finally flipped out, and Hager needs to get off the ice, but he's going to stay because the puck comes right to him. Finally, as he gets over and is able to get to the bench. He is having a hard time, but you got to give him all sorts of credit. He stayed on the ice and everything. Here's Andrew Koutsougiannis to chase the puck in. It'll go to McConaughey. Brings it out to center ice once again to Mark Borghi. Borghi gets pulled and no penalty. Play continues. Now he's down and it'll be the Ice Bears' Levi Wright, who's playing as a forward today. Puck flipped out to center. And Bjorgi will send it in, where he's going to get some help from Kyle Cato. End-to-end action.
For an icing here.
Yes, this will be an icing.
Great race by Frederick to realize that, and this will be a tired Colorado line on the ice. Missouri State taking full advantage, making a full sail change.
That's the positive when you get called for the icing, especially when you really need to change and you just can't do it.
Absolutely.
Now,
and you don't want to burn a timeout if you're Colorado. There's still almost just shy of 13 minutes left in this third period, but that is a strategic play of the coaches. So if the score remains the same, we hope it does not, as Ice Bears keep the puck in the zone.
Bratton as he steals the puck and now getting his helmet and glove shoved off for a cross-check. Pasenik, and it's going to go against Missouri State.
Because I believe the linesman's heading over towards Colorado. It was a cross-checking penalty against Bratton. That was the frustration, as you see on the ice here. Let me go over this way. There's one piece of the stick, and there is the other piece of the stick. So that cross-check, he broke his stick over the Missouri State player Bratton. So the referee's going to make that call, and the Ice Bears are excited to be back on the power play. And
that was after the whole incident early on, where I thought that it was an issue with Pasenik getting his stick knocked down, but yeah, you're right. He picked it back up, and Missouri State.
His stick got knocked down all right after he snapped it in half on Bratton's back.
So the Ice Bears will go on power play number 3. 4 penalties, 8 minutes assessed to Colorado. 5 penalties, 10 minutes assessed to Missouri State, but the puck is cleared immediately and sent all the way down. So a golden opportunity for the Ice Bears to gain an additional goal here in what has been another tight game for Missouri State. Puck across the line, and Witter will set up far side. Brossa had it go off of his skate, and it's out to center, and the Ice Bears will set things up once again. Puck cleared all the way down and back into the Missouri State zone. The Ice Bears will set things up one more time with 52 seconds remaining. Although some good pressure by Schreppel will send Ross back in his own zone. With some speed, right side across the line to Bratton, or to McGowan, over to the far side. Keeping it in is Ross. Chopped down low by Raymer. Josephson is there, but it comes up high now to McGowan. Touch pass. They get it to the left side. Here's a drive in, save, rebound, and right on the doorstep was Ross, and he couldn't poke it home before Gosnell was able to steal. Now shorthanded. Here comes in Foy, but it's chipped away from him. And Brockville with 5 seconds to go. Missouri State will be able to get in and get some good possession if they can get it set up. And a drive in as the penalty expires by Brockville is held on to. With 10:35 to go in the period.
Yeah, a little lackadaisical at the end of that power play. A couple loose pucks, and you know, especially when you've got the advantage. Not just in a normal situation, but when you have the advantage, you've got to get to those loose pucks.
Face off to the right of Cottry.
Left.
Well, it's the right as you look at his left. Puck back down in the Missouri State zone.
Great play by Frederick on the line.
They connect with Levi Wright. He breaks free. He shoots up high, and it missed. It stays in play, though. No, actually, it got deflected up and out of play.
Yeah, I believe Noah Malthaner tried to stop that bouncing hot and hard puck with his foot, and it went off his foot into the Colorado bench, so that's where the face-off will be in the neutral zone right in front of their bench. Coming in
for Missouri State is Levi Wright. Tried to win it from Pasenik, and the Ice Bears have it, and Kutsagiannis with a shot in, saved by Cottry. Cato across to Peterson, brings it in. 10 minutes to go in this period, and Missouri State really needs another goal here. Oh, Pasenik, he gets dragged down. No penalty. Play continues Official had his whistle but took it away from his mouth, and now it'll be back into the CU end.
Yeah, and that came off its moorings in the Missouri State end and didn't want to disrupt the play as it was on its way out. Great decision making by the official, and as soon as the play exited the zone, he went ahead and reset the net.
We've seen so many times where plays, even with possession by the offensive team, was blown dead, or even the defensive team at points. And it just kind of disrupts the flow, but like you said, good eye there by the official. Now good eye by the Ice Bears as they bring it across the line. Bratton was the one that kept it over to Brackbill. Now to the left side, Bacardi with a drive. It's blocked. We come the other way. 2-on-2. Cato sends it over to the left side to Hansen. Back to Cato on the right. 9 minutes to go in this period. Still a 2-1 game. Bratton, Cooley for Missouri State, Foy for Colorado. Across the line in the buff zone. Here is Bratton. Has it pulled away from him by Gosnell, and it's flipped up and out of play.
That's just unfortunate. That netting is just, it sits so low and it comes into the playing surface. It impedes that puck coming up off the glass. And I mean, we can see it by yesterday's performance and by today so far. The amount of pucks out of play is just, it's more than we're used to, and it kind of, like you mentioned earlier, disrupts the flow a little bit. You know, these players are creatures of habit, and when you have constant stoppages, it does disrupt the flow.
Colorado with possession in their own zone with 8:35 to go in this period. It's going to be nail-biting time here anytime soon. Puck flipped all the way down back into Kinney's possession. Across the line in the Missouri State zone with 8:17 to go. Racing is David Mitchell. 2 goals, 7 assists for the senior out of Westminster, Colorado. Ice Bears have a 3-on-2. Across the line slowly, but they get it. It's deflected away from Wheatop. And now across the line, here's Cam Bandoni. Change on the back end for Colorado. Bandoni into the corner. He gets pushed out of the way. The Ice Bears give it up. Schreppel, but it's offside as Schreppel came in and Bantoni did not clear the zone. 7:51 to go in the period, and still a 2-1 lead for Missouri State. Speaking of, well, it's not really a lead. It's still tied. UNLV and GCU, they're still tied 1-1 with about 1:45 left in the first period.
Great face-off by Josephson. Wojcicki noticing that and coming in on it as Witter collects the puck and goes short side on Kadri, and he makes easy work of a glove save. Ice Bears, and more importantly, end zone face-off.
Once again, to the left of the goaltender, right as you look at it. In to take the draw is Josephson, tries to win it from Schreppel, and the Ice Bears do win it. Right up the middle, Josephson spins, he shoots, and a save by Kotry. He came out to cut down the angle. He was down low, and here's the thing that I don't know if Missouri State really notices or if they have enough time if they're in close, but he is a short goaltender.
He is a short goaltender, and you know, I was talking with the coaches earlier about this. You see a short goaltender, your first tendency is going to go upstairs, right? Mm-hmm. Top shelf, go over his shoulder. He has a pretty decent game upstairs, you know, up high.
Yeah.
He's a stand-up goaltender, so he's a little shaky down low. He's a little shaky on the glove low. He's a little shaky on the leg pads. Keep those shots low. Crash another forward, crash the center. Try to get those rebounds, because those second, third opportunities where Missouri State's seeing a lot of shots on goal. You see that sustained pressure in the zone. They're putting on that. They're putting on that a little low. So see if we can pop another one in, maybe.
Ice Bears do win the draw. Koutsogiannis trying to get around Foy. It goes behind the net to Kelly off of his stick, and Koutsogiannis says, fine, I'll just ram my way through. But it comes out, and CU has a 4-on-2 across the line into the Missouri State zone. We're going to get a penalty. Maltner takes down Quinn Schreppel, and Noah Maltner will go into the penalty box, and a golden opportunity for Colorado. It's
going to be a 2 minutes for interference as Colorado player did not have the puck in his possession, and the Ice Bears, with 7:08 in the third period, find themselves on a penalty kill. This is a big kill. You got a lot riding on it. Obviously, we've got Noah Bressa and Terrence Josephson, Joey Bacardi, and Matt McGowan. It's going to be a big kill here for the Ice Bears, and they're up for the challenge. So this line, this kill unit, has been out here several times a night, and they've learned a little bit of what the setup is for Colorado, and they're going to put that to the test right now.
And for Colorado, the shot, we get a player down, and that's Bjorgi. Play continues, and I don't know if the clearing pass hit him or not.
No,
this is not. This I can see his knee. He's holding his knee.
It was a little incidental contact right in the front, and he tried to move and turn. And you're right, I think he landed on his knee or on his hip, but trainer is out there right now taking a look at him.
But the clearing pass after that was deflected up into a Colorado player. But right now, Mark Bjorgi is being helped off the ice. Or Borgie.
Referees having a discussion just to make sure that nobody missed anything. Nothing was of penalty nature, and it seemed to be an interesting play, but no harm, no foul, as Missouri State did not commit any sort of infractions. The faceoff should come outside, as it was a injury and a stoppage in the Missouri State zone, so that should come out to the neutral zone.
Unfortunately, though, Borgie
5-on-5 though, absolutely. He exits the ice.
He's exiting. He's being helped off, and he's going to sit down. The trainer's going to take a look at him.
No additional penalties on the play. Missouri State still short though, with 1:51 left on the kill. So that stoppage and injury just comes 9 seconds after that faceoff play.
So a shot comes in, deflected away, and it is sent all the way down. 6:46 to go in the period, and a 2-1 lead for Missouri State. Puck at center. McKinney, he'll bring it in. Comes to the right side to Davis. Still with it, looks up to Trunco. Leading scorer is Trunco, off of Davis's stick. Got a goal in yesterday's game, the only one. Flipped up and out by Missouri State. Penalty with 1:08 in it.
That same ding-dong fan who's been screaming vulgar language, is you can just tell she's yelling at her team to do something when they're clearly set up on the power play. So it's just kind of interesting, but they're going to try to set up again. Louis shakes in the corner, takes a little puck, and Colorado looking to set up.
Bandoni is there to put a check, and it is Colorado with possession. Sent by Mitchell, now to Trunco with a drive that misses wide. Can Shakes get to the puck? He does not. It stays in onside. Here down low, looking for the puck, is Bandoni, and it goes to the corner and out to center. And I take that back. Yeah, that was Bandoni that had it. But here come the Ice Bears, shorthanded. Out in front is Kelly with a shot that comes in, and it'll be held on to with 5:26 to go in the period, and the power play with 18 seconds left on it. Colorado has given up 7 shorthanded goals this season. And the Ice Bears now with possession in the zone. See if they can make it 8. Puck kicked, and the Ice Bears had it for a second, but it was Frederick, the fan on it. Cato. Kyle with it. 1 goal and 2 assists for him. Puck comes around the net, and Stevens will make a save there. With 1 second left in the power play, and 5:09 remaining in this period.
This leads to an interesting face-off. If Missouri State wins this face-off back, they could possibly find Noah Malthaner jumping out of the box. I'm going to scan over this way. You can see a Colorado player anticipating that possibility and backing up quite a bit. back to 5-on-5 hockey.
It didn't happen, though. Peterson right out in the middle, and the guy that came out of the box cleared it, Malthaner. Here's a 2-on-2 into the zone. Brackbill wide to the left to Cooley off of his stick, though, and 4:54 to go. It bounces out in front, and Kadri is there to cover things up. 4:50 left in this period. And the Ice Bears, they were there on the doorstep, but they need another one here.
Another one would be nice.
And Cooley, and then Foy for CU. Eason to take the draw, wins it from Brackbill, but Brackbill steals. Now to Frederick. Bouncing shot, intercepted by the Buffaloes. Out to center, Noah Malthaner is there to intercept and slam it back down. So Colorado sees Bratton steal, looking for Cooley in front. Bratton gets around one. Here's the trailer over to the right side, and the drive. And if it wasn't for the fact that Frederick had to corral the puck, he had an open net, and he just missed the puck. You could see it. He was there. And
number 22 for Colorado, I'm not sure his name, but he deserves a pat on the back from his teammates.
Was Cam Bandoni.
And his goaltender, as he helped make that save in the net with Kadri. He had two Buffalo players in the net at the same time. Golden opportunity for Missouri State. Great effort, and just a little bit better of an effort by the Colorado player. They're in scramble mode. They got to do something to keep this pressure off, as Missouri State is excited in the offensive zone right now.
And I'm sure Frederick wishes he had that puck again. It was there, but he had to settle it down. And the time it took him to settle it down was the time that Kadri got back into the net and or their defender. Now we get a stoppage in play.
Yeah, number 28 from Colorado. His helmet must not have been strapped up properly. His cage came up, so he's got to exit the ice surface, and a new player has to come on. They're going to make a little bit of a change here. And just a safety precaution, a normal NCAA, ACHA college hockey rule. Definitely want to make sure that stays on your face.
McGowan in the draw, but Hansen will win it for CU. Ice Bears fight for it, and they have it. Here is a left side shot in front. Bacardi score!
Joey Bacardi putting it right in the back of the net, keeping it at about 13, 14 inches off the ice, just over the goaltender's pad. Great feed, great look, and a great execution by number 12, Joey Bacardi, as the Ice Bears find themselves with a 3-1 lead with 3 minutes and 46 seconds left in this third period.
That is Bacardi's third goal of the season. And for Joey Bacardi, that is his first goal in 8 games.
Yeah, he's happy to get that monkey off his back, and what a goal it was. Couldn't have come in a bigger time for
by
him.
number 18, Matt McGowan, assisted on the play by number 71, Evan Ross, at the 16-14 mark of the third period.
Well, we know that in Indeed is not the case. It was definitely Joey Bacardi, so we'll give Ross the assist, but
I think McGowan deserves an assist.
All right, we'll give McGowan an assist too.
But yes, you're correct. It was definitely Joey Bacardi, and what a goal that was.
So in our book, it's Bacardi from Ross and McGowan. This goal coming at 16-14, and Missouri State has the 2-goal lead that they're desperately wanted for a while. Puck comes in, Stevens makes the save after the shot on Borgie. And it's good to see him back. Borgie's back on the ice after he limped off. Now we're going to get a penalty. It goes against Missouri State. It's getting dragged down in front was Pasenik. It's a hooking call.
Yeah, that's going to be against Terrence Josephson. And Terrence tried to do everything he could. Actually, I take it back. It looks... No, yeah, you're right. Man, I'm going to strangle her. It is Terrence Josephson going into the penalty box. 2 minutes for holding. And with 2:45 left in the third period, Colorado is going to use their timeout to go over a play for obviously this power play, as will Coach Law and Coach Cook. They'll go over some special ideas on what to do, but an unfortunate call against Josephson. He even tried letting go of his stick. I don't know if Scott had a replay of that or not, but he even tried to let go of it because his stick got caught underneath the arm of the Colorado player. The stick got caught under the arm of the Colorado player, did everything in his power to let go, and
timeout.
Unfortunately, from the perspective of the referee, that's what was causing him to fall down, was the impeding of Josephson's stick. So 2:45, the Ice Bears find themselves on a 2-minute minor hooking penalty. A lot of referees in the stands giving their opinion tonight, huh?
Absolutely.
Holy
a lot of
moly,
referees.
they're just anxious.
The one thing that I will say is we have been lucky with the weather. We are leaving tonight and starting tomorrow.
I love that segue.
Starting actually on Monday, I believe it is, not tomorrow, but it is supposed to snow here for 4 days. And we, of course, are going to avoid all of that. So
yeah, I think we're supposed to get a little bit back in Springfield, maybe starting Wednesday, Tuesday area.
Yep.
So, bundle up, stay safe out there, and be careful out on the roads. I know that it's a big front moving east, and I'm sure it'll hit our St. Louis base in a little while. But yeah, I think we're getting out of here at just the right time. Be even nicer if we can get out of here, out of this penalty kill too.
So fresh 2 minutes on the board to Josephson, and 2:45 left. And the Ice Bears do win the draw, but do they get possession? And they do get it, and it's cleared. Cooley hit his shoulder. He's going to the bench after that, and that is not good.
Just a quick note here as well. Colorado has pulled their goaltender, so now they are a 6-on-4 advantage.
Yeah, and we'll have to take a look at Cooley because he's been playing kind of injured here, that sore shoulder, and he just hit it again. But meanwhile, with the open net, the Ice Bears had it. Kelly, did he clear it? No, but it's possession by Brackbill. He waits, he shoots, and it was deflected by Hansen, so it went wide. No icing here. 2 minutes to go with an empty net and an advantage for another 1:12. Their 6th power play for the Buffaloes.
Bailey Stevens coming way out of the net, try to help his team out.
Yeah, it comes right out in front. Loose puck in front, and Stevens is able to thwart it into the corner. It's taken away and cleared. 2 Ice Bears are back.
2-on-0 with an empty net. Let's go.
So Brackbill will look in front to Koutsougiannis, and he fanned on it. Now again, they try it again. A backhander in front. Koutsougiannis missed. As Tronco was there, it's loose. And I have not seen another team as here's another 2-on-1. I'll finish my thought in a second. And we get a whistle.
We've got too many men for Colorado, as there were clearly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players on the ice. That is going to be a too many men penalty against Colorado. That is big time.
What a bad penalty to take on a bad change there.
Couldn't have said it more exact, Steve. That is just clear miscommunication on the bench when you have that many players out on the ice. 6-on-4 advantage. One thing happens to another. You get lines mixed up. Colorado has now put their goaltender back in as the face-off is in the offensive zone.
But to finish my thought, Ryan, I don't believe I've ever seen 3 players miss an empty net like that in front. Good thing Missouri State has a
Yeah, that was quite the opportunity, and I know Koutsougiannis, the first one looks like it might have bounced over his stick, and the second one was actually, I believe, a block play on the side post, but hopefully they have a short memory and play a little 4-on-4 here for the next minute 10.
Well, 24 seconds, it'll be 4-on-4, and then the Ice Bears will have a short power play. But yeah, minute 10 left in this game right now. But I was going to say, to finish my thought, it's a good thing Missouri State has a 2-goal lead, because that not would have been good to miss an empty net. Here comes Bacardi. He has some room. Bacardi again, he shoots, and a save. Kotry rebound in front, and a save as McGowan got the shot. Bacardi races. Now Missouri State has a power play. So this will be their 4th. and they work the power play. Here is Ross down the middle. He shoots, and Kotry holds on. 35 seconds left.
Just to give you a quick update, Hunter Cooley did exit the ice surface and head off to the locker room. I believe the medical staff here is going to attend to him and see what they can do to offer assistance.
Yeah, unfortunate for him, and it was just one of the last plays, too, as he was chasing to keep the puck and move the puck out of the zone. So now, with a 5-on-4, the Ice Bears with a good chance here to keep this power play and run the clock out. Raymer all the way around to Ross. Into the corner now. Brackbill. Trunco is there, taken away by Raymer, who's behind him. Now to Brackbill down low. 13 seconds remaining. Here is a blast by Josephson, and Kotry will hold on. 7.5 seconds left.
Josephson looking for that 13, 14, 15 inches off the ice, just above the pad area. Great save by Kotry to get that glove down there, as that was a heck of an opportunity.
So 7.5 seconds left. It'll be McGowan to come in to take the draw with Hansen, Brendan Hansen. Ice Bears do win the draw. Shot comes in, tipped right through. 4 seconds remaining. And Missouri State is just content to let things run out, and it does. And the Ice Bears will sweep the series here in Colorado as they win by a count of 3-1. Bratton at 9:25 of the first period. At 19:59 on the power play, it's Cooley. And then Foy for CU at 12:13 of the second period. And then Joey Bacardi gets his third of the season for Missouri State at 16:14 of the third.
1 Missouri State. Shots were 21 for CU and 36 for Missouri State. Thanks for coming out, Phil.
So 21 and 36. That's what they are going to officially call the shots. But Missouri State gains the victory here this weekend, and it is one of the first successful weekends they've had on the road. They moved to 8-8 on the road this season.
And as far as road trips and weekends and all the stats for that goes, that is the end of the Ice Bears Division I regular season. Congratulations to the Ice Bears on a great finishing note here out in Colorado against the Buffs, and going to definitely carry some momentum into the national tournament. Very proud of the way these guys battled through, and excited to see what happens in St. Louis.
And just a word of note, that will be on Hockey TV. Now, I have contacted Hockey TV and mentioned to them that I'm available to do the games, and they are the one that is controlling that. So
yeah, they got a big staff. We're excited to see their broadcast. They've got a great show. The ACHA puts on a heck of an operation for the national tournament. I don't want to say it's any better than Web Sports Radio, but you know what? When you got announcers like you and Dan Lee helping out all the time, we're really fortunate and blessed to have all the volunteers we do, but they are not a volunteer organization. Hockey TV is a company that comes out and broadcasts those games. We're excited to have them out there, and in Centene, it's going to be a heck of a weekend, and heck of a weekend here in Colorado as the Ice Bears just finished leaving the ice, and there we go. There's Stan Melton there in picture.
Well, keep posted. We, of course, on social media will have all the information for you as Missouri State does win this game by a count of 3-1. That will close out things here from...
All right, where are you? There you are.
CU.
That's you that kept yelling the entire time. I want everyone to see you.
Well, she is blocked out by an Ice Bears graphic, so...
All right. Well, I got you anyway, but
there you
thanks
go.
For the... exclusive use of one word and one word only for the majority of the game, but it didn't seem to faze the Ice Bears as they come away 3-1 with the second victory in Colorado tonight.
That's going to do it here from the CU Rec Center in Boulder, Colorado. Just a quick update, UNLV and GCU still 1-1 as they're in the second period, 17 minutes and rolling in that one. But for Scott Lutzke on graphics and Ryan Armstrong on camera and the girl that kept shouting obscenities, I'm Steve Casson. Thanks for tuning in. The Ice Bears win by a count of 3-1. We'll keep you posted on broadcasts. Have a good night, everyone.
You've been listening to Missouri State Ice Bears Hockey with your host, Steve Casson. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Ice Bears Hockey is a presentation of DS Sports Enterprises and WebSportsRadio.com.